Alrighty then. So, just for a little recap, and for I guess everyone's purposes, and for my own, um, so we started off the last session right outside of the boss room. Everyone had just getting set up. We took some short rests, getting all ready, in order to scout out the room ahead. Pyrite sent in his cat familiar to scope out the area. Unbeknownst to him, he did not know what was behind these doors. And after reaching near the center of the room, Pyrite's companion disappeared, and he lost all connection with it. Not knowing what exactly had happened, Pyrite rushed ahead, much to Roland and Kythos' disdain, who both tried to stop him, but in Pyrite's fit of blinded rage, he pushed through them both. That's what happens when you try and tussle with the fighter, I guess. And Pyrite jumped into the room, followed very soon after by Roland and Kythos. Upon entering the room, you'd realized there is a ring of dead bodies of Yuan-Ti, look like acolytes, worshippers, temple goers, all surrounding a large corpse of a snake. But after investigating it a little bit more, a bright red crystalline rose came to life, ignited the room with a purplish red glow, and brought the body of the Yuan-Ti queen to life. This rose of domination sent out wave after wave of mind control powers into each of our heroes of this campaign. First affecting Pyrite, sending him back to when he was getting mocked in high school for hitting on his crush. Then it affected Roland for a very long time, sending him back to his time in the Tippy Top jail, getting just punched and beaten up by the police officers there. And then it affected Kythos for a very short time, bringing him back to his time in Boisterous Barnabas's boarding school for young wizarding lads in Wizard City, where he was bullied by the very cruel, very mean Martin. Pyrite did some good numbers on the team, landing some choice hits against both Roland and Kythos, but unfortunately the quote-unquote star of the show was Roland, dealing multiple sneak attacks against his teammate and also against poor Rosaline, who, after cowering behind a pillar, got shot in the side of the head and quickly ended with a, I think, overkill of about 13 points, maybe 12 points, over her health total. But soon after that, Pyrite and Kythos dispatched the Rose of Domination. It fell off of the Queen, ending the fight, snapping the control over Lon and over all of y'all. But as y'all approach to pick up the Rose and inspect the Queen a little bit further, one of the bodies lifted up and grabbed, I think it was Roland's arm.
I thought it was mine because I had the rose.
Probably you were closest.
Because I was planning to throw it into the fire, and then people convinced me otherwise.
Right.
They had to bring it to the surface.
Right. So Pyrite is still not convinced of keeping the rose for itself. I do have the stat sheet for it. I haven't made it yet. I'll give it to you soon. But essentially, it's going to act as a cursed item. You'll be able to activate it to cast a second level Crown of Madness on a humanoid creature, which essentially makes it attack the closest creature, no matter if it's friendly or not. So casting this Crown of Madness on like a humanoid, like say an archer that's in the back of the line, would definitely fire upon its allies nearest to it. But it will come as a price. It's a cursed item. You will be making wisdom checks against it. So essentially, I would roll a wisdom check, and then you would have to beat that wisdom check, or become become inflicted with the Crown of Madness yourself.
Okay. But in character, do I know this stuff, or is it just like I can tell it's a weird
If
since
you
it's
become attuned to
radiating
it,
from it?
yeah, if you become attuned to it, you would gain that knowledge. But you know that this rose was affecting this giant creature, so you would assume that it is a very powerful but kind of unwieldy weapon.
Yeah. Okay.
But so as
Yeah,
you
I remember I was holding it and I wanted to like rip off fabric from one of the yuan to make a bag about it so that I wasn't touching it directly.
Yeah. So as you reach to get the fabric off of one of the yuan bodies, it lifted up its head, stared at you in the eyes with a reddish purple glow. So you have this body latched onto you. It's looking up at you with this reddish purple glow, and it goes.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
In your moment of disbelief, as you kind of take in your surroundings, the purplish red glow kind of fades from its eyes, and the yuan kind of shakes its head and looks around, looks at the rose, and then kind of straightens itself up as its brothers around it also shaping up itself. And you hear as he kind of addresses himself, get himself like pulled up upon himself, like his voice goes, "Hatu chalika muskau." And Max, since you speak Draconic, which is the language of these yuan, you know that he is asking Pyrite kind of what's going on, how did you make it down here alive, and who are y'all, essentially.
Pyrite, he wants to know how did we make it down here and who we are.
So the yuan, he clocks that you're saying this, and he kind of goes to you, Kaithos, and he like straightens himself up a little bit, and in his snake voice he says, "So you can understand the voice of our people."
Oui, je m'appelle Kaithos, et vous?
Oh, a real man of the faith.
I have with me my good friends Pyrite and Rowan, and we mean you no harm or no trouble. We are just here to complete our journey as safely and minding our own business as possible.
Ah, yes. It has been quite some time since we've had one of your kind down here. He's speaking more in terms of the dwarves and the tieflings themselves.
Well, I wouldn't say it's uncommon for a dwarf to be underground. I mean, that's kind of what we do, right?
Well, in this place,
That's a stereotype, actually.
No, dwarves are very often underground. I know what he's talking about.
I mean, like,
I'm not often
Gimli,
underground.
Moria, Lord of the Rings, but...
Ah, yes, I'm a big fan of Tolkien. Yes, I've read the Silmarillion myself.
Mm-hmm.
But no, here in this village, we deal mostly with the gnomes above ground. Yes.
Oh, how long have the gnomes been on good terms with your people?
Years, but in recent times, kind of. Well, I think I should let her take over. And he kind of bows out of the way as the body of the yuan queen herself like shakes off some of the old thorns that are now falling off of her. Her like majestic like cobra-like skin around her face like fluffs out as if it's like breathing new life into herself. You see massive green scales and purple inlays that like just mark her as some sort of regal nobility that's beyond your comprehension. Of course,
she's shedding her snake skin.
I mean, it kind of looks like that. She's almost shaking off like this influence, all this bark and old like tree root thick thorns that have wrapped her up, and her eyes become focused, and she narrows in on your group. She sees you, like, very small, and she picks up the conversation. She says,
Yes, in the recent times, we have grown a little bit further from the gnomes in Balleybogey.
and you see, like, her tail rattles and some of the torches light up, and sort of a mystical image appears on it. It's almost as if it's displaying a replaying of past events, but almost like in a in like the mosaics that are on the wall, kind of like in the style of that.
But before I respond to the queen, I want to just confer really quietly with my group, Pyrite and Roland. What questions do you guys think we should ask the queen, or make what demands do you think we should make?
Do they have any money on them?
All right, Pyrite, what do you think?
Classic.
I was only keeping the rows so that we had evidence to show the people above. If the Yuan-Ti are alive, we can destroy the rows and just bring one of them up, have them tell the story.
I think that's a good idea, actually.
All right, Pyrite, would you like to do the honors and lead the conversation?
Hold up, y'all.
Can I understand like what they're saying, and can they
Yes.
understand what I'm saying?
Yes, once they had started dressing Kaithos the first time, they had switched over from Draconic over to Common.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they're speaking. She's displaying this image on the wall. She's waiting for y'all to finish. But you come up with the rows, correct?
Right. I mean, I want to hear what she's going to say first.
Well, as you show her the rows, like she like bows to you a little bit, Pyrite, and she goes,
Yes, the linchpin of this whole, how do you say, vile affair.
Big fuck up.
Yes, to put it lightly, a big fuck up. But just how big of a fuck up, you will see.
And as you say that, she enunciates it with another shake of her tail. The scene on the wall changes. It goes from a symbol, or like kind of like their creation myth, to a different scene. You see a village above land, and then a dividing line, and then a large temple with a large snake and a couple of snake followers in front of her.
We had lived in the Underdark for years and years and years, until eventually a little farming village opened up overhead. We had very few ways to make our way above ground, but we and the farming village remained separated for a very long time.
She shakes her tail again. The scene changes to a couple of villagers down below ground, addressing the queen and her people.
Till one day, the villagers decided to do a bit of excavating. Those gnomes are always a wily type, never can be contained by their meager circumstances, and they made their way into our temple. And thus began a long line of, I guess, illustrious relationships between us and those above ground.
They traded us, and she shakes her tail to symbolize a bunch of crates overfilling with produce, vegetables, carrots, that sort of thing.
They traded us their delicates from above ground, things worth its weight in gold to our people.
It sounds like this was a good arrangement that you had between the gnomes and the Uwanti.
Ah, yes. With our riches, we were able to strike a deal with the gnomes, 100 gold for every carrot that they brought down.
Is there any reason why this deal went south at some point?
Well, she shakes her tail again. The scene shifts. You see the town has grown much larger. Their meager huts and farming and roads have gone to bricks, glass, you name it. And she explains,
Yes, one day the gnomes, you could say they got a little overzealous. they began demanding our ancient relics, more pieces of power, more rubies from our stores, more emeralds from our necklaces that we came and bartered with. They just asked for more, and eventually, and she motions to herself and concedes, like, I do regret to my people, I decided to pull back a little bit more. We had grown kind of fat on these delicacies from above ground, and we needed a time of repentance. So I proposed that we take around 200 years of swearing off of the delicacies in order to remember our ways. Some were against, some were for, but the
How
gnomes...
bad did you get that you needed 200 years to work off the weight?
See us, well, actually, we had taken off too much weight. I used to be 500 pounds heavier.
And you see it's like she has like cellulitis where her booty used to be a little bit bigger.
Oh,
Damn.
you wear it well.
Well, thank you. But as we made this proposition, and I made our stance clear to the gnomes, they've gotten very, very upset, demanded that they will pay their price, that their demands will be seen, that they just can't cut them off like this, which I don't know why they would be getting cut off. We seem to be getting much better into the deal. I mean, if they weren't going to eat all of this wonderful food, I don't know who would. But they invited some unsavory individuals into our midst. And she shakes her tail again, and it's an image of the gnomes leading in a group of hooded individuals wearing waxed sealed robes, and on their shoulder is an insignia of two intertwined W's with a worm on top. And if you all will remember, this is the same symbol that you guys seen in the cave beforehand, the goblin cave with the relics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is the symbol of the wax worms, the black market that's sprung up in Aloe.
Ooh.
The wax worms.
And she kind of like, as you say that, she like looks at you, Kythos, and says,
So you're aware of them. What do you know about these wax worms?
Well, we saw their insignia scribbled on a cave wall from our earlier travels, but we're not too... I don't think we've even seen them in person before, but all we know is that they're some secretive, lucrative kind of gang of sorts.
Yeah, we don't know much.
They're one of the few people in this whole land that really care about the ancient relics. I mean, they're only in it for the money, but you know, this ancient civilization could really help us out.
Well, whatever they're interested in, it didn't help this ancient civilization. And as she shakes her tail again, the image changes. These hooded, robed individuals open up a crate, and inside is a glowing red rose. What these wax worms, as you call them, what they did is they introduced this relic to us as a sort of gift from the top side, a different kind of vegetation that they had found and had been cultivating. Now, we only had plants that we would eat, of course, like cucumbers and carrots, but this was different, and I decided to adorn myself, being the queen and definitely the recipient of this gift. But after adorning my royal bodice with it, the rose quickly took over and tried to force my mind and force my hand to continue the deal in the gnomes' favor and give them more and more of the treasures that we had. But all it did after that was it turned me into a mindless heap, willing to spread my poison throughout the entire land. And in this stupor, while my closest advisors were knocked out, she motions to the circle around him, and her slowly losing control over this rose wrapping itself around their body, these wax worms took off with my entire treasury. And like the last bit of what she could see as her vision was kind of wrapped up by a coiling of rose thorns and wood and leaves, were these worms kind of opening up bags of holding and like shoveling mounds and mounds of jewels and gold and chests into their bags as they
Start to
stormed off.
salivate. I start to salivate subtly, but nobody notices.
Those thieves, we won't let them get away.
Well,
That's right. We will get the treasure. And the Squidward gif I just posted is kind of like what what I'm doing to this memory from the lizard person's retelling.
James, real quick, does Aloy have like raising people from the dead? Is that a thing?
Necromancy? Roll a history, actually.
There we go.
I mean, if you
Oh,
all want to kind of roll it.
I'm a +0 on history, but I'm just gonna ask the question out loud. Hey, is there any way to bring Rosaline back to the group, and then we just kind of think about it historically?
Should I roll a history check?
If you guys want to.
I got
14's pretty good. I would say this is kind of common knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, no, not Chief. She dead.
So this is kind of common knowledge. 13s, 14s. Okay, so Pyrite and Kythos, you guys would both you would know like a general vibe and a general history of Aloy itself. Not exactly like an expert of it by any means at this point, but certain topics might sprout out here and there to you. But a current phenomena that's been happening and has been happening for quite a long time in Aloy is that the dead would sometimes raise up on their own and return to a kingdom up north, like a very mysterious, secluded kingdom known as Deadglade, a city of undead that, like, once they raise from this ground by this natural circumstance, they would just wander their way north and settle in this city.
And when people are raised from the dead in this way, are they like the same as they were, or are they like markedly different, like more zombie?
As they raise you, people have only witnessed them kind of just walking aimlessly to the north.
I see.
Do they, like, once they get to the northern city, do they have any memory of like us or their past lives or anything?
There have been very few reports from Deadglade. Many people are too afraid to go up there. Nobody has been really attacked or shunned away, but the guards and the specters there that hauntingly frighten people away. There's just a terrifying presence around Deadglade that most people have not gotten access to.
Okay. So I'll just take Rosaline's body and just do a fireman's carry, and when we get out of this place, I'll just do a burial send off, and then if she rises out of the ground, goes Deadglade, maybe we'll see her, maybe we won't. We'll see.
I was gonna.
Maybe we'll find an item that allows her to recognize us. Who knows?
I mean, you were asking this to
Roland's
the
arrows.
queen, right? Maybe she has some sort of magic that can undo death. I mean, the body's not cold yet. She's only a little bit dead.
I look. Can we? What can we roll to see how exploded her head is?
Well, I mean, just by... Well, yeah, you can perceive it. Yeah, go ahead, perceive. But, you guys know that the amount of damage done just to her head was, I think, 13, 14 damage? That's enough to kill, 2 people? Around 2 people?
Kill the small rhino.
Yeah, so...
Even still, I want to say to the queen, I'm like, it wasn't just the 3 of us who saved you. We also had very good, very trusting friend. I mean, she was terrible at Sudoku, but a very wise person.
Ah, yes, my people, they value greatly the wisdom of Sudoku.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, she should have valued it more. Anyway,
I can see that, yeah.
she unfortunately passed away while in the great battle. So I was wondering, do you have any magic that could bring her back?
Oh my god. I hope I didn't strike her down. She goes and she loops around to the column where Rosalina is, sees 2 arrows sticking out of her, and says, "Oh yes, I don't think I could have done this." And she looks at y'all. It does not really eyeball anyone, but Roland, you can tell that her watch like aims on you, being the only person with a bow.
And I say exactly what I just said. It was the snake. It was not me.
Yes.
The snake had me under its control.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Nobody can be blamed for what happened with the rose, but
Yes, if it was me, I would destroy that thing immediately. It cannot be held in properly careful hands. Not that I don't have faith in you, since you have defeated it once before, but you never know what madness can do to a person.
And her advisors kind of nod in agreement. So like,
This sounds like the One Ring from. I'm kidding.
this sounds like the damn. This sounds like the damn Horcrux on Harry Potter.
2 questions.
swear to God, Kaithos, can we go one day without you referencing the Lord of the Rings? Okay?
How do we destroy
Tolkien's
it?
a fairy tale writer. It's not literature. It's fairy tales.
It's made up. It doesn't exist.
Don't tell me it's fake.
Gollum is real. Gollum is real.
Rilon, you have 2
Well-
questions.
How do we destroy it? And what do we get for destroying it?
Well, you would get its freedom from the world. Are you asking me for a reward for this? This was pushed on me, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We don't live down here. We just came down here to try to fix the problem up above. Maybe we can strike a deal.
Oh,
Because
yes.
these gnomes got treasure.
A deal, yes.
Needs
Right.
to be returned to its rightful owners.
We can offer you
Yeah.
some of the greatest treasures we have.
And she kind of like rattles her tail a little bit more, and some of her advisors roll up in these crates, like these full, heavy wooden boxes, and they put them down at your feet and kind of like bow away.
Dad, what's in those boxes?
Should I try to open them?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. I mean, now you open them up. Roland, you open up the crate on the left. These 2 burly snake people were carrying it in. They were both adorned with kind of like a chainmail plate. They look like the Queen's Royal Guard. And they drop these down at the floor with a heavy thud. You open it up, and inside are pounds and pounds and pounds of cabbage.
Ooh.
Oh.
Vegetables. Wow.
Yes.
You wouldn't
there's
happen
some
to have any shrimp puffs.
shrimp puffs. We do have bat wings.
And she shakes her tail again, and some of the cave bats from before that you've seen when you were going over the river, these large, like very thick-skinned, like with really slender wings. You see that like 4 huge fried bat wings on a plate, brought out by a mustachioed lizard man as he comes out and unplates it and holds it out before you.
Bat wings
Dude, I
are
got
more of
them.
a commonality, but here in the temple, we serve it with almost every meal.
I got some hit points. I got 14 hit points that I don't know if these bat wings can heal, but
No,
I'd be happy
unfortunately,
to eat one and see if there's any healing.
Unfortunately, these bat wings are very high in protein, but low in vitamin B. I don't think you'd be able to get many hit points out of them.
Dang. I'll pass then, but thank you.
I want to start eating one anyway. And then,
Roll a d4.
I'll pass, but I want to hand them a shrimp puff. The Sneeple snake lady talking to me right now.
What'd you get?
Oh my god.
your 2-day-old shrimp puff.
Yeah, your 2-day-old nasty ass moldy shrimp puffs. Okay.
I can eat it with like
so
a
you taste it, and it tastes just like garlic parm.
Oh,
Mm.
not convincing me to eat it. I ain't doing that.
So, all right. So I'll keep eating it, and then with my mouth full, I'll say, so just to be clear, there's a poison that's going up top side. Is this rose the cause of the poison? Is that what is destroying the crops?
Well, in a way, yes, but in another way, not entirely. You see, when my magic it worked in with the rose's magic, it formed this evil, poisonous miasma as my natural, venomicity mixed in with the unknown arcane power of this rose. It kind of created this dense fog of evil disease that seeped out of me. But now
Got
it's
it.
gone.
Evil BO.
I'm not. Yeah. I mean, it's not that I smelled. It's more like if you had to burp really bad.
And no, yeah, I get it. It's a good stink.
Yeah.
You know, I've
Yeah.
had those myself.
Yeah. I can tell. She notices your greasy hair.
Here, try one of these. I like puff like right in the snake lady's mouth.
She like waves over one of her advisors. He's like this old Yuan Ti with like a Fu Manchu, and he walks up with his hands behind his back. He takes the shrimp puff from you, Roland, sniffs it, takes a bite himself, chews it thoroughly. He has his like left hand up as he's holding the shrimp puff in one hand.
What do you think, mister?
He holds it up for the Yuan Ti queen, and he says, "Tastes like cave shell prawn. Produce the cave shell prawn." And he claps his hands, and two like Yuan Ti fishermen like drag in nets, and they're these giant wriggling like shrimp with multiple legs, like crab legs, but like a back like plump brown scales, like a giant cave shrimp essentially. They like rolling around on the ground. They're like the size of armadillos, and they're going like
damn.
and like the fishermen like stab them with spears, and they carve up some meat, and they sniff it. They hand one to you, Roland. They hand one to you, Kythos, and they hand a piece to you, Pyrite. And the advisor holds up his hand again as he continues chewing and swallowing. He waits for a moment. Not poisoned. And the Yuan Ti queen reaches down and like picks it up very delicately with her tongue and eats the shrimp puff. I'm going to roll to see how delicious it is. Let's see.
Ready for a nat 20.
It's a 7.
Can I do like a shocking grasp or a sacred flame to cook it a little bit more?
If you've done that beforehand, yeah. If you've done that beforehand,
mouth.
if you've
Here,
done that
Coit,
beforehand,
yeah.
it might have been she's already eaten it. With a 7, it tastes like it's old and stale. It's not like disgusting. You can tell that it was once fairly good, but like not right at this moment. It's like, I appreciate the offering, but if you try your fresh cave crawler shrimp prawn, you would tell that this is not a taste that's unknown to us.
All right.
I want to try it.
Yeah, I want to take a big bite of the shrimp prawn and then continue talking and say, it's like, okay, so if we destroy this rose, then the poison up top, it goes away too.
Well, since you freed me from the rose's control, it's no longer being made. It was being made by me.
Okay.
I have no desire to release this poison cloud or even harm the people of Balleybogey. But what they did was unforgivable, and we can no longer do trade with them.
Okay. Because, look, we understand that you have a problem with them. We have made a deal with them to remove the poison and then get paid for it. And we were just holding on to this rose as evidence so that we can show it to them,
Of
and then
course.
we would destroy it.
Of course.
But, I was thinking maybe if we destroy it now and we have a couple of you guys come up and just corroborate our story, then we don't need the rose anymore. They can just go based off your word.
You
So,
see, I would, but we do not travel far above ground. We've only sent out scouting parties, and very few make it back without severe damages to their eyesight and their skin. So, if
Can't
you
we
would
just
like
mm,
to
can't we
take
just
this,
destroy
yes.
it here and then take the broken fragments out?
I would say having the rose as sort of evidence. You've known our tale. You've seen that they've collaborated with these waxworms, so maybe it will convince them that you know more than they want you to know. I bet they didn't tell you about us beforehand. Did they?
We
Good
weren't told
point.
of a snake queen prior to entering here.
So they haven't been telling people of us. Not surprising, but
how
alas.
long have you been under the rose's control? Do you know?
It shouldn't have been more than a couple months, maybe weeks. It's hard to tell the time.
She searches
Years.
around.
Yeah, there's no like sundial down here.
But based on, I guess, general vibes alone, it's probably been 1 or 2 months.
Spooky.
Okay, so quick question. When you went under, who was the current princess of Aloe?
That was Samashir, I think.
Okay. All right. Now that's still
Yeah,
true.
that checks
All
out.
right. Because I was trying to figure out if they've been like under the control for centuries,
Right.
No.
and they like didn't know. Yeah. Okay.
But please take our treasures.
And she pushes forward the box of cabbage towards Roland.
You seemed very intent on the reward for freeing me, and I want to show that we are most gracious.
I thank you so much. I say in appreciation. I want to go through each of the crates and see if I can like loot goblin anything worthwhile that isn't food.
All right. The second
All
crate.
cabbage.
The second crate that you open, it was brought out by these less built but kind of like slimmer looking fellows, maybe like the archers of like the royal, like, you know, far engagement crew, maybe a black ops unit. They definitely looked skilled. They had like sleeker features, more narrowed eyes. They seemed more serious. They bring out a nickel-plated silver chest and drop it on the ground with a clang. And you open this up, and inside are pounds and pounds of beets. Red, juicy beets from above ground, perfect for stews like borscht or maybe a nice gazpacho.
Roland, what if we take all these veggies up to the top and then we sell them to the villagers and then we get money?
I want to continue looking before I listen to that idea.
You want to go to the third crate?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
So this third crate was brought out by kind of like it was like the young acolytes crew, kind of like the choir boys. They all had like ceremonial robes. Some of them were pretty clean. Most likely because like they only wear it for practice and they haven't like worn them for too long. Maybe their moms have just bought it for them. They slither out. They each have like one small chest each. They line them up and in unison unlatch the fronts. It seems like a very coordinated, choreographed sort of act that they do. And as you open up the first one, the tiny tin lid clangs open, kind of like Christmas Day, and you look inside, and inside are rows and rows of plump juicy baby carrots, all lined up, looking like like rows in a seat in a stadium opening upwards. These juicy baby carrots gleam with an orange glow almost in the sun, almost in this torchlight, and hit your eye with almost like a sunset orange.
That's my favorite color.
Wow.
Do you want to go to the
I-
fourth chest?
Why not?
All right,
Seeing
you go to
as
the
how I
fourth
haven't
chest.
done anything
This
worthwhile.
fourth chest was brought out by it looked like some of the laborers, some of the normal folk, like people you'd see around the market. Nothing really special, no special adornments, but they were rewarded with the most gilded chest of all, kind of showing that the queen honors the laborers, the laymen, just as much as she does her royal guard and fancy acolytes. And this gilded chest opens up. And you see piled high is pounds and pounds of potatoes, perfect for other such stews, mashing, baking, maybe a casserole, maybe if you want to make scallop potatoes, these would be the perfect side dish to a nice protein, or maybe as a standalone snack, maybe if you fry them. You never know. The endless possibilities abound before your eyes as you look upon these pounds and pounds of potatoes.
How old are all of these vegetables? Because they haven't dealt with people topside for months.
Right. So these are definitely affected by the miasma. These potatoes, the carrots, the cabbages, they all look like they've been touched. They've probably not been eaten. They've obviously been like purified by like some clerics down here, as you know, they need to keep the freshness going and, you know, make their stock last a little bit more. But they look like the skin is a little delicate. They look at least like a couple weeks old. Like they aren't molding, but they're wilting. Maybe a week or two since they've been cast.
No, they're still edible. Thank you. Try to hide my disappointment from the grueling boss fight we just encountered. Kythos, I guess we could take these to the surface and try to sell them to the villagers. I guess it's best that we destroy this rose anyways.
I mean,
Seeing as
they
though
need
more
they need the vegetables more than we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I dismiss my search, assuming I won't find anything else, knowing that all they're going to provide is vegetables.
Ah, yes, but we have to keep some of the wealth for ourselves.
And she quickly like tries to scoot the potato one back.
Our people really love the crinkle cuts.
Okay, all right, yeah, cool.
All right.
Thank you. Your generosity will be remembered for generations. She bows to you, Roland.
Thank you. I bow back as best as I can as I'm kind of like walking away and like dismissive.
Dismissive and fleetable. Wow.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like that. Okay, thank you.
Good one.
Took me a
Thank you.
sec.
So as you kind of walk away, like you notice as you carry these crates back with you, through the Yuan-Ti temple and back through the ways, Roland carrying with the body of Rosaline, Pyrite carrying a new Sudoku book that he snatched off of one of the people, filling in everything wrong, and Roland trying to balance all of the crates himself as he tries to tally up and make inventory of how much each are going to go for on the market. You guys make your way back over to the tunnel, and eventually you find yourself back in Rosaline's basement, where the tunnel first opened up.
All right. Well, we should. Let's see. What do we need to do? We need to talk to Rosaline's parents or her family. Let her know what happened. We need to talk to the mayor, show him the rose, let him know that the problem's been solved, and collect the reward. And I think that's it. Then we get on our way.
That sounds like a plan to me.
All right. So, I want to start by um, finding Rosaline's parents and talking with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
It-
So you know you're in Rosalind's basement. So you go past her workshop, some of her tools, and you're going up to topside, right?
Mhm.
Among her belongings is, of course, one of her key rings that unlocks the front door. You're able to make your way in, still kind of just carrying her body around with you. Inside, you see a very modest house. You can tell that most of the care probably goes down into her workshop, as she would make her tools all day and attempt to do more research on agriculture and making stuff that would better off the farmers. If you guys, go ahead and make a perception check. All of y'all.
I be perceiving.
You go ahead and be perceiving.
Absolutely jack shit. 6.
Yeah.
19.
Oh, all right.
All right. So, Kythos, since you're the one carrying Rosaline, I suppose it would stick out to you the most. Roland's still has lettuce in his eyes. Pyrite is really stuck on one of the puzzles in his Sudoku book. He's really sweating over it. You can tell that he's trying to think of the very first number, not even trying out anything. He wants to guess it right the first time.
Competitive Sudoku.
But Kythos, you see on the desk, you see a little painted portrait of Rosaline, and it shows that it shows a little younger Rosaline as she sits with a diploma from Beidron University, but she's going out to the world is it's what is it? She's not much older than then you can tell that she's not much older or was not much older than when this picture was taken. But you don't see any other belongings. All you see is that of kind of a one-person apartment in this small little hut.
And that's sad. Pyrite, Roland, I think you guys should take a look at this photograph of Rosaline over here.
Yeah, I mean, you guys see this photograph. Nothing really else sticks out to you. As you see this wall with the one decoration, it's it's on a desk in the corner. There's not really much indicator that there's other inhabitants of this house.
Okay.
So her parents are not
Is there?
No.
Yeah. Is there mail I can rummage through to try to look for an address or something?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
That's
16. Okay, so on this desk, you also find some correspondence with a family in Metamonel, just south of Metamonel. They're gnomes. They live in smaller villages. They don't have big established settlements like the dwarves or the humans, or the elves. So they live in a small town just south of Metamonel. And you can tell that it's her parents because of just their last names corresponding.
Does this town have a mailing center where we can put Rosaline in some kind of sarcophagus and then send the body to the parents, basically?
Maybe setting up the sarcophagus would take a little bit more time.
Sending her body through USPS.
Setting up her sarcophagus would take a bit more time, but you can assume that they'd probably be able to bury her in Balleybogey. But if you really want to send her up to her parents, they'd find something for her.
Well, we're just here, and then we can send a letter to her parents saying she was buried at this home if they want to see her. But then she's probably going to be a zombie walking all the way up to the dead plate by the time the parents come.
Well, you don't know that for a fact.
Not everybody.
Not everybody does. It's a very, very rare occurrence.
Okay. Well, I mean, Pirate, what do you think? Do you think we should just bury her here and then send a letter to the parents?
I think let's talk to some more people in the town. Maybe she had some friends or something. I want to, somebody to respect her last wishes, and then we'll send a letter to the family, let them know, that she was a good friend and did her best to protect the town.
Yeah, Pyrite, it kind of occurs to you, even though you weren't there, actually, it would occur to, I guess, Roland. Roland, you went to go talk to the mayor, didn't you, or was that Kythos?
I think it was Kythos. I went to talk
you went
to
to
my
the
person.
you went to the you went to the marketplace. Kythos, you would remember that the mayor, he owns most of the operation in town. He would probably be able to set up a burial easy enough, especially since he asked y'all to do this and didn't really expect Rosaline to, get into it.
All right, so I think we should talk to the mayor and then get his thoughts on proper burial proceedings.
Yes, yes. Also, where's the rose at right now? Have we destroyed that yet, or is this
Pyrite
still in our
has
I
possession?
have it.
Yeah.
I have it for evidence. We're going to
Okay.
show it to the mayor,
And then
and then we're
destroy
going to destroy it.
it. Okay.
All right, let's make our way to the mayor city council building.
We should probably put some covering over Rosaline's head,
Yeah.
so that she doesn't have a gaping hole for
Is
going there through town.
Is there a linen sheet or a blanket that we can cover her with?
Yeah, Roland or Kythos, you see that there is a tablecloth over the table.
I take said tablecloth and wrap her like a CSI episode.
You carefully wrap her like a body bag in this chair. She looks limp.
She's limp because she's dead.
Very observant. You get an inspiration.
Really?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, so you guys make your way back to the mayor. As you walk through town, you kind of notice that bits of the operations of town, like the town crier is out. He's kind of waking up a little bit sooner. That everyone's not as sick. The marketplace is a little bit more hustle and bustle. You see more people going to the general store. And the farmers are all greeting each other very happily, checking in on each other, seeing that they're all well and good. So as you go to the mayor's house, the town hall, you go up to the office. The secretary, the kind of squire for it. Yeah.
So, I don't know if this is metagaming, but I do want to share, so internally, Pyrite's really struggling with what just happened, because he's never, had somebody close to him die before, especially not, somebody he was supposed to protect, so he is...
So you're getting hit by this probably more hard than most of the other folks.
Right. And, I'm processing where it's this mayor is probably the one who, in some regard, orchestrated that the roads go down to the UNT.
Right.
And so
Yes.
I don't really want to blame Berlon for her death, or blame the UNT, or blame myself, because I ran into the room without planning ahead. But now that I know that there are specific people that caused this whole situation to happen, I'm quite angry. So I'm bursting into the office to talk to him.
So as you burst into this door, the secretary recognized Roland, or recognized Kythos, and kind of had him go forward, and without really much issue. But Pyrite, as this eats away at you bit by bit by bit, having to cover up Rosaline, taking her up through these pits, seeing her just skewered one more time as the fight ended, and knowing that the mayor did not tell you about these UNT below ground, did not tell you or warned Rosaline or the group about any danger that y'all could be running into or anything like that, and has in fact made it so that your friend would be dominated and taken over by this evil magical being just for a little bit of gold and a little bit more trade for his town. And you burst in, and as you do, the mayor kind of jumps up in his seat. He's like, the party of adventurers. Good to see you. I can see that you're adventures. Your expedition has been a little bit better place than a lot of my previous efforts. So how was that goblin threat treating you, huh?
I want to shoot the mayor the
Yeah,
most
about
deathly glare imaginable, knowing that he probably knew everything that was down there.
yeah. So about your previous efforts, I want to pull out the rose. I want to say, does this look familiar?
Oh, roll an intimidation check.
Is that for both of us?
Well, I mean, Pirate's the one doing the intimidation right now.
Okay.
Just an 8.
Just an 8. Okay. So you put down this rose on his desk. It's going to be like a big impact, like this huge reveal. This mayor kind of like narrows his eyes at you, Pyrite, and says, "Is this supposed to mean something to me? Or are you just trying to posture yourself with some new floral arrangements for my office?"
Look, you son of a bitch. I know you've been working with the waxworms.
A son of a bitch. A son of a bitch. Me?
Can I infer if he's lying or not? Like, I really want to read this guy and see if.
What are you looking for? He's trying to lie?
Yeah, I'm trying to see how believable the I have no idea where this flower came from.
Go ahead and roll an insight check. Roll on. Pyrite's up in his face. You're able to kind of survey these
rolls. A 5.
You are looking at one of the paintings, thinking, "Man, this is probably something I could steal."
Wow, amazing. I just don't care right now. I don't give a fuck.
But Pyrite, you're up in his face. He's staring you down. Your attempt to push him is kind of getting thrown back in your face.
Can I do an insight on him, because I have +5 on insight?
Sure, or Kythos, go ahead and give him a little search over.
14.
All right, you can tell this dude is kind of fronting. He might not know everything that the waxworms did, maybe, who knows, but he knows that this
Was
rose
he
means
involved at
something.
any point with them? Excuse me. I have
You
hiccups.
you can't tell that from this little glance over.
Okay. I'll take Relon and Pirate to the side, and I'll just say, based on my just my intuition here, he's not a direct conspirator with the waxworms, but he certainly is almost being played as a pawn in this grander game of chess here.
I want to turn back to him and I
All
say,
of y'all
"But you
go
knew
ahead.
about the
All of y'all go ahead and roll perception.
Oh my god, a 4. So
9.
It's an 8 in total.
Yeah. So yeah, Pyrite, you go up and you get into his face. What are you demanding?
saying is but you knew about the UNT. You knew that the waxworms are going to do something to make your deal more in your favor. You're already getting 100 gold per crate, but that wasn't enough for you.
Your auntie? You mean your auntie lives? I don't think that there's been a dwarf in Balleybogey's lands for at least 5.
Can I?
Since its foundation, even.
I'm gonna give Roman a look and just nod my head, and he's gonna grab him by the shirt collar.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm full on just clocking him in the chin. I'm getting tired of hearing him, honestly.
So as you do,
Just fucking.
as you go up to kind of like punch this guy in the face, a glass barrier shoots up between you and him, and you hear these mechanical sounds coming from the corner of the room open up as you see 2 magical turrets pop down from the ceiling. Because with that last perception check, you weren't able to see that the mayor had pressed a button underneath his desk, activating these defenses in his office.
Wow. Brilliant.
Now, I don't think that the saviors of this town should be acting with such
barbarism in the presence of the mayor.
I
Now,
want to grab
if-
the rose back. Is it still within reach for me?
It's on the table, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna grab it back and pull it away so that he doesn't have it.
Keep your finery, boy. But if you're trying to reveal me as some sort of conspirator in this town that I've kept prosperous for hundreds of years, just by trading these simple carrots, cabbages, our measly produce to these inhabitants, I don't think in history I would be painted the bad guy.
Oh, excuse me.
But those who take my generosity and take my fine rewards to them and betray me with them, I think you would have a harder time of having your plate clean.
I want to whisper to Kythos and Pyrite, I'm like, let's just get out of here while we can.
Yeah,
Um,
let's talk to the snake queen. Maybe she can come.
Well,
talk
let's
some sense in this.
let's all just head outside right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of waving
Yeah,
and ushering.
let's just-
Like
let's just-
I've taken
let's-
his intimidation and we're walking outside now.
Yeah, let's just disengage. Yeah.
kind of leading
I'm not
everybody.
really. I'm still really angry. So
No.
while we're huddled
I'm gonna-
together,
all right, trust me.
I'm gonna
Follow me.
whisper. It's like,
Follow me.
Kythos, do you think you can guiding bolt in this room?
No.
Roland,
Follow me outside. I got a better
Roland-
idea.
Roland and I grab
Pyrite, as you say that, like the mayor kind of like he presses another button on top of his desk, and like the turrets like aim towards both you and Kythos, and like they straighten out their barrels a little bit more as if taking aim. You
Mayor, we're
wouldn't do
everybody-
something like
everybody
that,
outside.
would you?
Everybody
we're-
outside, come on now.
we're
Come on, I'm
leaving.
practically dragging them at this point. I'm not even
Yeah,
giving them
we're-
room to speak.
Oh,
Come on,
uh,
we're coming
you're-
outside.
We're heading out.
Your citizens are dying because of what you've done.
Nope, no, come on outside. We work this out.
So
We work this out.
I'll
Just come
follow
on, come on.
Rulon out. But I
Like,
still,
practically grabbing him.
So as
on the
you
way out, I want to point my sword and be like, "Your day's gonna come. Your
as
day's
you
gonna
yeah,
fucking come."
as you're going towards the door, Roland, you're trying to push it open, and you feel like something sturdy, like you smack up against these doors.
We're locked in.
Now, I am not an ungracious host or someone who doesn't pay off his debts to heroes that have stopped the miasma and kept Balleybogey in business.
And he like trains the turrets down on both of y'all, like all of y'all that are now like pressed up against this door. My day will come, blonde one, and he looks at you, Pyrite, but not today.
You're totally right.
All I wish is for these heroes to receive their reward and never return to Balleybogey.
And he narrows his eyes at all of y'all. He presses like a couple more buttons on his desk. You hear a magical whir of arcane energy kind of flow through the desk on the front, and then 3 little flaps open up, each with a sack of gold on it.
Wow.
The history will be
Dang.
taught that the heroes saved the town, defeated the animals, cleared the poisons, and took the money
Animals?
and ran. Yes.
Let's take
Look,
our
man.
let's
And
take
that
our
is
leave.
exactly what we're gonna do,
Hey,
mister.
hey,
Before
we're gonna-
Pyro can say anything else, I'm going to continue to drag them out after grabbing these bags for everybody.
We're gonna take
Like-
our leave peacefully. We'll come back at a later time if we need to.
No,
No,
I don't
we're
think
just
you
leaving.
will come back at a
We're not
later
saying
time.
shit, we're just exiting the fucking room. Like, we take our gold, it's like, yes, sir. We're silent. I'm out of here.
Roland, you take your gold, and he waits for the other 2.
Can I shoot Pyrite a look, like, very stealthily, to be like, please just follow me? I promise you. Like, it will make sense in a minute.
Hey, Roland, it's up to Pyrite to take that advice for himself.
Well, can I roll to like try to convince this man to like
Nope.
be in person?
Nope.
Alright.
He's a real being. Yet to convince Andrew.
You have to convince Andrew.
I want to. I'll walk up slowly, angrily. I will grab the sack of money.
He gives you a smile.
I want to say back to him, it's like, they're not animals. They're Sneeple.
It's very different.
Walk back.
He looks
I'll
at,
take my gold.
All
I'll
right.
take my gold and I'll just walk without a word. I'm not going to say anything. Excuse
Wonderful.
me.
And remember, the little subtitle to the end of the story, and the heroes never returned.
And he presses another button. The doors, you kind of feel like a brace that was probably sticking up in the middle of them, like drop and a clunk in the floor, and you're able to push them open.
All right, thank you very much. We leap out the door.
How much gold do we add to our inventory?
So you check inside the bags. Each of the bags have 1,000 gold in them.
Damn.
Is it real gold though? Nah, I'm not believing this. Let me.
It's
let me
real
sniff that
gold.
shit.
It's real gold. Like you, like after going down into this temple, you can tell that the gnomes were having a very one-sided deal with these yuan. Like they got whatever fucking produce the yuan like they could make, send it down to the yuan who gave them hundreds upon hundreds of gold. And this happened for centuries.
I'll go ahead and add 1,000 gold to my inventory.
That's fucking nuts though. 1,000 gold. Holy! I don't think I'm changing what I was thinking though. So.
Yeah, and as you guys kind of like leave out the door, the last thing you hear out of like this a mechanical speaker that was speaking to you through the glass is, "Never return. See y'all by sundown." And he gives y'all the wink.
All right, what do we? Now
Do
I'm
we pass
assuming
by
we're
the
outside.
secretary on the way out?
She is behind her desk taking notes. You can assume that she probably knows about what probably went down. Like she's the mayor's like right-hand girl.
Excuse me.
But yeah, y'all pass by her. She almost
we
pays y'all
outside
no
now?
attention.
All right, the mayor's not going to be any help for us in terms of burying Rosaline's body. I think it's best if we. What do you think, Roland?
Okay, what do I see around me? This is very important. What I'm about to like ask and try to do.
It's
like,
a pretty.
What is around us outside?
It's a pretty normal office. Like the town hall consisted of like an entranceway, a stairway up, and then a hallway down to like different main rooms. The largest being the mayor's office. You come down this hallway, down the stairs, and you're in the entranceway.
Excuse
Are there any other people around that I can perceive readily?
Roll an investigation check.
Oh, all right. Just a 10.
Okay. Yeah, even with a 10, you'd be able to see that there is like one guard kind of standing in the doorway.
You gonna try to bribe him or something?
I want to huddle everybody in. I'm gonna
Alright,
say
we're
this like
huddling.
very, very quietly. Let's burn this fucker down. I wanna
You
burn
want
this
to
town
burn
hall
City
down.
Hall down?
Let's burn him alive from the inside. That's what I've been thinking this whole time. Let's
mean,
lock
I
him
got,
into shit and burn
I
this
prob-
bitch down.
I probably got some flame spells that could start a fire.
But we need to be really careful about this. Right, if we're gonna do this, he gave us 1,000 gold, we don't know what he's packing, he's got defense systems. However, let's play him in his own game. Let's just burn it from the outside in.
I'm down, but should we take care of this Rosaline's body first?
It's a Viking funeral. Yeah. Trust me, if she knew that she died due to corruption, wouldn't it be best for her to go out in a blazing glory, you know?
I mean,
Hear me out.
I think so.
We don't have a getaway. Where's our horse? Where's our... how many...
You remember that you
How
left,
many people
Yeah, you
is
left the
it?
carriage out by the front of the tavern. which is
How
like
close is the tavern
it's
to the city
across
hall?
town.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go run it?
The
Do
city
you want me?
hall, how many people like are employed here? Is it just the guard, the secretary, and the mayor,
You
or
can tell that there's
or-
like a couple other bureaucrats. Like there's probably someone who represents the farmers that are in office. There's like the treasurer of the town. Maybe the council will be in, but it's a very small-ish town with.
Can we pay
But
like a carriage taxi person near City Hall? Like, I'll give him like 20 gold and just say like, "Hey, just wait for us.
well,
We'll be right back."
I
or
mean, you
something.
know that Balleybogey isn't like a city. It's like a town. Like
it's a pass
Roland
through.
knows that it's only on the map because it has so much money. It's kind of like it's like Carmel.
Okay.
Out of spite, I want this man dead. 1,000 gold's nice, but this is iffy. This feels like it's blood money. Like somebody's gonna come and kill us to get this money back. So I
Yeah.
say we beat them at their own game and kill this
Yeah.
motherfucker first.
Yeah, we don't want this thorn in our side like later on coming up or something.
Because what was stopping that snake from coming up and wreaking havoc? We did their dirty work, and now they're gonna give us fake money, try to kill us to get said money back. Like, I'm thinking 2 steps ahead here. Like,
Well,
kill
it's
the
not
mayor.
It's not fake money, but it's definitely dirty money.
Yeah, that the wax heads will try to get. Like, I'm still quietly saying all this to Pyrite and Kythos, like, in the corner.
Like,
I'm like, go on.
Again,
What were you
as
saying?
long as we need
I'm
to
mad,
secure,
but I don't. I feel as though this place probably has fire protection. I'm really tired. I don't know if we can take on this whole place. Let's not forget we have royalty on our side. Maybe we make it to Vader on and come back with royal guards.
Maybe, but that'll take a lot of convincing. Or we could act now, before sunset, before we are kicked out of town and have a real fight on our hands. Maybe it doesn't have to be the town
We
hall.
burned City
Maybe
Hall down. We're outlaws everywhere. Nobody's
Maybe
gonna
we
believe us.
Roland, what if we do a stakeout until nighttime and follow the mayor leaving the town hall, and then we
Yep.
like kill him in his sleep or something?
Yeah, why don't we try to do
Stealth
something like
mission.
that in the mayor's house?
Yeah, I think we do a stakeout. Then no one will know who did it.
All right.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would give us time to prepare a getaway.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like that. No money involved. I want this man dead. I kind of
And
whispered
we
to
can,
everybody else.
if we destroy the rose, but we leave the remnants near him, everyone will just think that, that the rose was evil and it did it.
Yeah,
All right, let's move
plant
outside.
the evidence.
Would we be able to infer generally where the mayor lives, or do we just have no knowledge of that info?
You can go ahead and roll, I guess, a perception check.
Please, game, give me a good roll. I've been stocking them up. Oh, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Let's get it.
So you can tell that City Hall is one of the more well-built buildings in town, and thusly the mayor lives on the top level of City Hall.
Wait, he works there or he lives there?
Both.
Oh. We gotta infiltrate this place at nighttime.
Gotcha.
In the meantime, Roland and Pyrite, I'm gonna, just for the sake of honors for Rosaline, I'm gonna go back to her house, dig a plot in the land, just bury her, and we'll take care of her body later. We'll dig it back up as necessary, but just in case we can't get to it in time, or if we need to make our escape, that she is buried, and I'll send a letter in the mail at a later time to her parents.
I like that
Yeah,
plan.
I'll join
Yeah.
you for that.
I'm
Okay.
gonna do some investigating in the meantime. I want to kind of scout out town hall.
Well, I was gonna say, Pyrite, do you want to have any animal summons to help Roland for his stakeout while I deliver the body?
Well, that's okay. That's a good point. Am I able to feel like my animal companion yet, or is it
When
still
does it
gone?
say? When does it say that the companion's band recharges? Like, just check that item in your inventory.
Yeah.
God, I have hiccups that won't go away.
It says once per short rest.
It can do
So it says find familiar. It's like while wearing it, the attuned band can cast the find familiar spell as a ritual without the need for material components, and the spell can be cast once per short
what?
rest.
Once per short rest. All right. Yeah. So if you take a short rest, you'll be able to summon it back again.
Okay. Yeah, that might be.
Do we all want to do like a short rest at a local inn in town together, and then I'll
Yeah.
break and you guys do a stakeout?
Yeah, I know
I'll turn
that
up later.
some of y'all have already expended, I think, all of your hit die, but those who haven't can regain your hit points.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go back to the inn and take like a nap or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
Because
develop
we'd
a
also
game
need
plan.
that to get our carriage, so that we're ready to run when
I
the
will get the
need
carriage
rises.
back. I'll get the carriage for us on the way back from Rosaline's house for us, while you guys
Okay.
do reconnaissance.
Okay.
So you guys
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
take the
split.
nap. You guys are gonna take the nap at the inn. Roland and Pyrite are going to, or Kythos and Pyrite are going to write the letter and start sending off the body, and Roland is gonna do investigating of town hall afterwards.
Mhm.
All right.
Unless Pyrite can use his animal to help Roland in some way.
Okay.
Like if it's an eagle in the sky, that can do like a sky view or something.
All right. If you're
Right.
gonna help Roland, you gotta be with Roland.
Mhm.
All right.
That's cool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So as you guys are heading back to the inn, go ahead and I'll have y'all roll before you do your short rest. Roll a perception check.
9.
An 8. Great.
Sick.
Great. This is an important roll.
There's turrets in the inn.
All right. No, I mean it's not that, but you do see that the town is becoming a little bit more normal as you make your way back. The inn is a little bit more lively. Like when you guys first came into town, you're able to notice, even though it was at night, that it was not really busy. There was only 3 patrons in the tavern, but now it's starting to pick up a little bit more. There's more people wandering around getting drinks, and the rooms are starting to fill up a little bit more. But you still have yours booked for the 2 days that you were in, so you're good to settle in and take a short rest.
All right.
All right.
We'll do like a 30-minute short rest, and then I'll break, and then you guys do your thing, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
That sounds good.
All right,
All right.
so I'll go
Yeah.
through Roland and Pyrite first.
Okay.
So, Pyrite, you do get the ability to get your companion back. The companion's band, after your short rest, starts to glow with a little light bluish energy. The wisp goes to the little beads and the gems, like you've always known it to do. You feel this presence of your familiar there in your wrist.
All right. 15 health.
James, I'm gonna do 2d8 plus 4 for my short rest, just
Okay.
because I'm at 17 out of 31.
All right, yeah, go ahead and expend it. Expend those hit die.
Well, weren't we... Because we leveled up, didn't we full heal,
No.
technically?
No.
Okay. I don't remember what my health was at originally, but it was at 35 when I logged on today.
7 plus 2, so 9 heal.
Okay.
Oh wait, is it 7 plus 4 or 7 plus 2?
Your Constitution modifier.
Oh, plus 4. Okay, so 7. So I get a plus 11 health.
Yep.
All right, so I can feel the animal back, and I want to talk to the guys. Say it's I've been thinking, that there should be some way that we honor Rosaline, and I was gonna
Justice.
ask, yeah, justice is a good one. I was gonna, before I knew that the mayor was a terrible person, I was gonna ask that they erect a statue in her memory or make a library for her, but he can't do that once he's dead. So I was just thinking, I haven't given my familiar a name yet. I was wondering, if I could name my familiar Rosie in honor of her.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that.
Well, despite the fact that I shot the arrow through her head. It's a touching note.
It's a yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So your companion's now named Rosie. Go ahead and try summoning it with its new name.
All right. I'm going to summon Rosie as a hawk.
All right.
Something with a very good perception.
So as you summon Rosie, you like whisper the command word, which is kind of like, to you, it kind of feels like you're calling back an old pet, like after it's gone too far, maybe it's fetched a different toy, but now you address it by its given name, Rosie. And as you speak those words into the companion's band, kind of a mystical, arcane wisps follow your words as if you're speaking through the weave itself. It goes into the companion's band, and the blue magic turns into a lighter shade of red and maybe even pink. Almost wispy red clouds like that you would see on an evening where there's going to be clear skies.
Ooh.
And a hawk shape flows out through this band. It's red wisps of cloudy arcane energy flowing out through your fingers as it goes out through this band, and it perches up. Rosie now sits on your shoulder and flaps its wing.
Cute.
All right. Also, do we want to destroy the rose before or after we take care of the mayor?
It could get into his hands before the mission gets successful, and we don't want that to happen.
Good question. Let's just destroy it now. See if we're capable of doing that and kind of assess from there. Because I want this man dead by the end of the night, but we need to do it in a smart fashion. So let's not try to stage a cover-up before. Like, let's just get the rose dealt with so it doesn't fall into bad hands again, and then go from there.
All right. So I'll walk outside, set it on the ground, and then like take as big a swing of it with my sword as possible.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Great. 21.
All right,
shit.
so you definitely
Damn.
swing into this thing. This thing, when it was attached to the Yuan-Ti Queen, had more of like a shared life force. Now that it's sitting onto its own self, it being a rare magical item, its power is kind of beyond physical damage. Like, you definitely hit into it like you remember hitting into it before when it was attached to the queen. And it chunks into its thorny side, but for it to be completely destroyed, go ahead and roll an Arcana or a Nature or a Investigation check. Or an Insight check, I would say. Whichever one's better.
Here we go.
Well, okay, let me go through Nature, Arcana, Insight, Investigation. All right, let's do Arcana.
Okay.
13.
All right, with a 13, you know that magical items are very hard to destroy. Like mundane items or like sort of uncommon but other mundane items as well are much more difficult to get rid of. You don't know how exactly you'd be able to destroy them, but doing so just with like breaking it over your knee like as if it was a stick, it's going to be a little bit more hard. It has for you Minecraft heads out there, it has Unbreaking 3 on it.
Whoa.
That must mean
Kaito's in the room with us right now.
Save your pogs. Save your pogs. Hero Brian is right behind you.
James, am I still here, or did I head out?
Yeah, no. This is all just a huddle before you've gone out.
Okay.
Do we know anybody in town who might know the magic?
The one person that would have been Cinder, because she has access to a bit more magical items, but she's gone. She told Roland that she was going to be out right after Roland was done going through her wares.
Yeah. Plus, I don't know if we have time for that.
Yeah, Kythos, if you want to take a swing at it, you can. If not, we'll just hold on to it until Vaderon and then destroy it there.
Yeah, Kythos, if you want to give me an Arcana check, you can also kind of like discern.
Okay, I'll do an Arcana check. Oh my god, I almost had a dirty 26.
Yeah, it's beyond you. Like you're still getting used to your cleric abilities. Like you're able to discern goodness in people and natures of people, but in terms of magical items, that's more of a wizard's job than anybody.
Yeah, this is out of my my pedigree.
Out of
Sorry.
your league,
Alright.
brother.
Well, keep it on your person while Pyrite and
Yeah.
I go and
I'll,
do a little bit
I'll-
of look-sees.
I'll keep it safe and good luck on the reconnaissance.
Pyrite, I will say to you that since you were the first person to pluck it out and kind of interact with it, you do remember it being quote unquote cursed. So
So I'm gonna mention like I feel really bad energy whenever I touch this, and it sort of courses through me. So be aware of that. And
As long as it
I
doesn't
think
get into the mayor's hands, that's our biggest
it'll
priority.
yeah. But this thing, if you let it, it'll try to overwhelm you. So
So
I'm
don't
going
let it
to-
do that.
yeah, I'm gonna give it to Kythos. I'm also sort of thinking, that Kythos has a higher wisdom than I do and a higher magical resistance, so it's probably better that he has it.
Yeah, I'll keep it safe, and the at the end of the day, we just want to make sure the mayor doesn't continue his evil deeds any longer than it has to be.
all right.
Yep.
So you guys are gonna go off and do your plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Good luck, Pyrite. Good luck, Roland.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do Pyrite and Roland. What they're gonna be doing first. So what are y'all exactly doing, or what are y'all trying to do?
Here's my thought, and I want to kind of pep talk with Pyrite in like a very secure place. So like in the inn, maybe it's in like the top stairwell where nobody's around, or it's still in our room. But my thought is, if I'm capable of me sneaking into the mayor's room, if we can figure out exactly where that is, which we kind of discerned is at the top of town hall, I sneak in there, wait for him to go to bed, wait till the middle of the night, and then absolutely murder him in his sleep, like knife to a throat, just bloody scene kind of thing. And then we leave town pretty much the middle of the night. How's that sound?
What if he has it? I'm not in the room, but I'm just thinking in my head. What if Pyrite and Roland trying to kill him, and he has that turret system set up in his bedroom or some shit?
Well, that's what we're gonna try to figure out now.
Right.
It's how unbreakable his defenses are. Because if I can't sneak in and hide overnight, just in like a closet or under the bed or something, then we burn the bitch down. We just burn the entire town hall down.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
So,
I think Rosie and the Hawk can do reconnaissance, checking for how strong his defenses are, and also like while you're sneaking in, I'll have her just occasionally fly by, and if you get trapped or something up there, then I'll just plow through like I've done in the past. I think I could take the guards.
all right. So we'll see. Because it's probably the middle of the day, afternoon right now. So
Yeah, after you take your short rest, it's probably around like 1.
Okay. I still want to like go for a meander around town. I mean, we have a butt ton of money to spend too, so. But I really want to figure out the mayor stuff first. Like, I kind of want to. We'll get to there. We'll get to the setting first, but kind of get a bird's eye view, look around, see if there's any adjoining roofs, see if there's windows I can crawl into, all the stealth thief murderer stuff.
Okay. So if you guys want to go ahead and roll, first you, Roland, give me I'll have you do the stealthing, and Rosie will be doing the investigating.
Okay. So what's the scene for me about to roll a stealth check? Is this just like we're on the streets now, kind of like looking
Yeah, I
around
would
the town
assume
hall, or
y'all
am
are
I,
trying
like...
to case the joint. So your stealth check is going to be for you to not get noticed that you're, trying to like look for a way in.
Okay.
And then it will continue on if you try to investigate further. Because right now you're just sitting and just walking around the base of the building. You're not really seeing too much. But Rosie is going to give you like quote unquote bird's eye view of
literally
of what's going on, and Pyrite is going to relay that to you.
All right. First stealth roll then. Please be good. This will be good. 18.
All right, so 18 will get you pretty well. Like most people are not actively looking for you, just minding their own business. In 18, you kind of dip into the crowd, and you're not able to be seen by most people on the lookout. Rosie has advantage on perception checks, and she gets a plus 2 to these checks. So give her 2 rolls, and we'll use the better for these checks to see what's above head.
All right, 2d20s.
Yes.
Sweet.
First one is a 17. Next one is
18. All right, a dirty 20.
All right.
She sees above head that this town hall has, the 3-4 levels. The second level has 2 wings. One you can assume is like the mayor's wing. The other you can assume is probably like a royalty wing. Someone like a visiting dignitary would have this access to this wing. The second level is the offices. First level is reception, and like first level, like other stuff where the council will meet, that sort of thing. But yeah, Rosie's able to set out that there are no guards on top of the roof. But there is there's 2 windows, one on either side of the top of the roof as it comes up to a point that lead into this upper level wing.
Noted. All right. I want to start looking for the best rooftop vantage point, as in like a place to climb, like alleyway, between buildings or somewhere inconspicuous. Nobody would be looking, so I can get to that roof access point and then proceed to the window.
Okay. So with Rosie's perception being a dirty 20, I'll go ahead and have y'all just... You're able to find a way up, and your stealth check before is carrying you up there. If you're going to want to make your way onto the roof of the town hall, you'll have to roll a stealth check again, because you'll be transferring to another roof.
Because my thought is, for right now, while we have somewhat of an element of surprise, right, being shooken up from the shakedown we got at the mayor's house, I'm thinking of just breaking in now and seeing what happens. Right, like very carefully. Like if I see any traps or if I get any inclination that they have sentries set up in their room, then we'll divert and think of other plans. But for now, I would like to roll another stealth roll to jump to the roof and get closer to the window without being seen.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your stealth.
An 11.
All right. So with an 11, that is below a lot of people's passive perception. A couple of the guards from the street are going to hear that you're jumping from rooftop to rooftop, and 2 of them are going to come over, not noticing Pyrite, not noticing that he's part of it, because Pyrite's currently looking through the eyes of the hawk. So Pyrite, you see that this is you see this playing out for you through Rosie's eyes. These 2 guards kind of come up to see where Roland is kind of scrambling to get up onto the rooftop, and they kind of shout out to them, "Hey, you! What are you doing jumping from rooftop to rooftop? Get your ass back down here!"
How badly noticed am I?
You're pretty badly noticed there, buddy. How about you try and make your way down instead of asking them?
I am going to act on the fly, which I'm never good at, and try to diffuse the situation. So I'm going to pop out of wherever I am and also command Rosie to fly near Roland. And he goes like, my bird had flown away. He's just trying to catch it again. He's just trying to help me.
Go
Do
ahead
I hear
and
him saying that?
yeah, go ahead and
from
roll
down there?
deception.
Please be good. Please.
Oh my god, 19.
Damn.
So these two guards, they look up at Roland, like stumbling to get up onto this rooftop. They look up at the bird. They look down at you, Pyrite, and they're like, "Oh, aren't you just a little lad? You lost your pet. Okay, but next time, laddie, next time, kitty, how about you just come ask the city guard and we'll help you out. No use in relying on chumps like this to try and do a real man's job." And he punches himself in his chest.
Yeah, that's what I always say. You know, all cops are great people.
Yes,
A cab.
a collab, a collab. I say that all the time. He shows he has a thin blue line tattoo on his forearm. And his buddy chimes in. He has the Punisher skull.
Yeah.
Badass.
Well, I'm sure you all are busy, but it looks like he's almost caught my bird back. So
Well-
we don't want to take anything. You know, I'm sure you have really important work.
Well,
and
I mean, at
real
least let
crimes
us
that
help
need to
him,
be
help
solved.
him get him down.
I'm gonna continue running after the bird. Or at least assuming I can hear Pyrite's whole kerfuffle. Like, use the bird as like a...
Well, the first guard is already making his way onto the roof adjacent that you were on, Kaithos, or Roland, because you realize that, you know, they want you to get down. Like, they're fine with you helping them out. Like, you're not getting in trouble for it. But if you stay up here, you've already been clocked.
Okay. I'm gonna go try to actually attempt to catch the bird and then step off the roof.
Pyrite, do you make it hard for him to catch Rosie?
Yeah, I'm going to command Rosie that like she's gonna mess with the guards if the guards try to catch
Okay.
her. Like she's not gonna like scratch or do anything to her lawn, but like might be a bit violent with the guards.
Okay. So I'll just have Roland roll an athletics check, and I'll have actually an opposed athletics check against these guards to see who can catch who first.
Okay. So I'm rolling athletics right now.
The guards have a
rolled
plus 2.
12. I have a plus 0. I rolled a 12.
All right, one of them
Oh
gets a
my God.
6, so one of them trips. The other one gets a 16.
Oy.
And he's able to catch up to you, Roland, and kind of like put a hand on your shoulder. Like, hey, we appreciate your help there, lad, but I think it's time to let the professionals handle the bird catching.
Oh, you're right, officer. All right. I'm gonna get down here. Thank you for your help. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm gonna start making my way down the way I came. While these guards are distracted, I want to see, as I kind of go down, that if they're stuck on the roof now, see if there's eventually when I get down, a better means of entry through like the main area. Now that like the bottom part is unguarded.
Yeah, the first guard yells back. It's like, hey, Charlie, now, why don't you pick yourself up off that roof? How about you help that young man down?
No, it's okay. I got it.
Well, sure thing, boss. I'll get him down for sure.
All right. I mean, if you insist.
The other guard, like, he's obviously a little bit less athletic than the first one. Like, he's like the second in command, probably just like a regular beat cop. He's like, all right, sir, right this way.
I'm just gonna follow him then.
But yeah,
Alright.
so you're giving one last perception check of what? Okay, I'll give you 2 more facts about what you're looking for if you pass a 14 and then an 18.
Okay, perception first roll. Here we come. Boop. Wow, well, get fucked me. It was about to be a nat 20. 6.
Yeah, you don't see much on the first check, so you get no facts with 1. Roll it again. If you beat a 14, I'll give you 1.
Wait, how did I lose this? exactly a 14.
All right, that meets. So you're able to get one more fact that you're trying to discern. What are you trying to discern?
I want to see from the window view, if I can spot it from that far away, if there looks to be any sort of like traps set up on the window inside the room, or any sort of sentries, magic setups, anything that tips me off to like it being a more difficult job than just unlocking a window and hiding under a bed.
So you can make out from what you're seeing is a pretty difficult check. You're able to see that there's no traps per se, but there's probably going to be like an alarm system, like probably a glyph of warding that they have set up. Considering that the mayor was able to press a button and get turrets to start pointing at you, there's probably going to be like an alert system. But as for traps, like that'd be a little bit harder to finagle, especially like it'd be like having like a bomb in your bedroom. It's like, the mayor wouldn't want that to happen, but an alarm is fine.
Okay, noted. I'll start making my way down from the roof, still with this objective in mind.
And with that, we'll go over to Kythos to see what kind of plan of action you're putting into place, brother.
Okay, so the whole time I'm like very confident with Pyrite and Merlon that they'll be doing a good job, like scoping out the place. Like I have full confidence in them.
Right.
So I'm taking Rosaline's body back to her home. I'm just trying to like mind my own business, not like see anybody.
You had left her body there at the house.
Okay, so I dug a just like an area in the ground. I just found like nearby like a shovel or something like that. Dug a hole in the ground. Gently put her body in the ground. I did just a very quiet prayer, just hoping that her soul rests in peace. And if she makes it to what was it, Deadclaw?
Deadglade.
The Deadglade. If she gets there, may she find her way peacefully, and just essentially like may her soul rest in peace, basically. And I do want to do like just a general perception of the place. I know that like in Game of Thrones, for example, they have crows or ravens that can send letters. I just want to do a quick check around the home and see if there's any kind of mail carrier pigeon or crow or like crow or raven or anything that can do something like that.
Okay, before you do that, before you step back inside, so you're able to find a little shovel in her shed. You dig a little plot of land. Her house kind of backs up into the westerly fields. It's kind of like on this edge of town, next to the tavern. And you're able to find some soft dirt. You put up a little memorial. You say a prayer to Talos to guide her souls even in the shifting seas of the heavens. You hear like a slight voice in your head saying, "Peace and love, brother, peace and love." And it's really serene. You see like this undisturbed ground at your feet. It kind of reminds you of how she ended up underground twice in death. But that thought, goes out of your mind as you remember Deadglade and the possibility of her coming back, maybe to wander into another part of her life. But you head back inside and you go back to the pile of mail. And I would say roll 2 checks. Roll a check. Roll a straight luck check to see if their delivery system is like royal sanctioned, like from the like Vaderon capital, or if it's like in the town. I would say this town's pretty wealthy. Just roll an 8 or up, and they'll have like a faster like local service that will be able to get this letter out in time.
Okay. When you say a luck check,
it's just a D20.
Say like D20. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just roll 1 D20. Okay.
Yeah. And if it's an 8 or up, you'll be able to have like a
5.
Yeah. So they've never really valued sending letters out. They like to be secluded a little bit because they don't want people kind of like knowing about their wealth too much. because like they don't want people looking into it, so they rely on royal letter services to just come in, not look too deeply into the town, and just collect their mail and leave. So if you write a mail, it's going to be a little bit slower, but it'll get it there. Like, it'll be fine.
Okay, I'll still write a letter just so who knows what will happen to me in the future. Like, I just want to make sure that it's out there, and I'll just put uh, like a message in the letter that says, like, Rosaline's body's buried here. She fought valiantly and nobly, and she's helping um, uh, Roland Pyrite and Kythos fight for a brighter future in Aloe. Our next stop will be. Um, that's a good question. Where would our next location be after this town?
You guys
The
are
goal
going
was
to
to make the
Yeah,
Vaderon.
you guys
Yeah.
are going to Vaderon.
So any response to this letter, or should you need to meet with us or have any information that helps us on our journey, we will be in Vaderon. And we won't be responding to any messages that arrive here, so just keep that in mind.
Okay.
May the sea winds blow in your favor. Signed, Kythos,
Okay.
the Stormbringer.
As you finish writing this note, you sign it with the address from her parents that you found with the earlier letters. You find some mailing supplies. You're able to put it into her mailbox out front.
I'll just say, like, if response is necessary to this letter, send it to the Vaderon Central Inn.
Okay. All right. So you write all that down. You get it all sent out. Everything's wrapped up at Rosalind's house. If there's nothing else that you want to do, I'll just say that you go and meet Pyrite and Roland at the inn.
So on the way back, I just want to make sure that I get the getaway carriage.
Okay.
And I don't want to keep them waiting in case that there's something urgent. Because I'm also, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, maybe they needed to start the mission early, or maybe there was some, like, run in with the guards. So I'm just like, I'm trying to get back as soon as possible.
All right. I'm gonna have one of y'all roll a d4 to see. Actually, d4 to see how long it took for y'all to do all this.
Who's feeling lucky?
I'll
Do
do
you
it.
want to roll low? Actually, no. Make it a d6. Make it a d6.
Oh, okay. I'll switch to a d6.
Well, I mean, you roll a 3 anyways, so.
2.
Nice.
Roll 2. Alright, so it is now around 3 o'clock. It's still not getting close to evening time. You still have enough time to kind of plan and do some stuff. So you guys, what do you want to meet? So I'll have it be that Kythos pulls up in this carriage. He goes to the city center, the village center, and parks the carriage with the horses. Where he finds Pyrite and Roland kind of finishing up with their stuff with the guards.
Yeah. Does this carriage have, like, a can you describe, like, how the carriage is on the inside? Like,
Yep.
is it like a closed window,
So,
like tinted window thing?
yeah, this carriage is not big. It was mainly used for transporting vegetables. It's kind of only meant to be like maybe a 2-person carriage with like a little bit more floor space, maybe like a 2.5 on either side, since Roland and Pyrite are dwarves, like they don't really mind the short seating space. It's not huge by any means, and it's not covered.
Okay. Can I so now I'm talking to Roland and Pyrite now. I want to make sure that this carriage on our way out has, like, some kind of privacy to it. Whether that means, like, covering it with, like, curtains on the side, or just, like, creating some kind of, in terms of our getaway, that we can get away without, like, people recognizing our faces or whatever. We don't want word slipping to Vaderon, like, if on our way over there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If things go south.
Yeah. And so I'm now thinking, because I'm guessing that Roland told me that, like, he can perceive that there's, like, an alarm system that goes with this. That I don't think our plan is going to work just as it is. I'm now of the opinion it might be better to go to Vaderon first talk to Shamashir and her family and like come back with a more diplomatic way of removing him from office.
Hmm.
But
Perhaps.
there's no guarantee that he'll be here on the way back. You know,
That is true.
he may hop down because he knows that we're trying to like get get a bigger assault on him, basically.
I have
I mean,
another
if he,
idea, or an angle for how we approach this. The secretary. Let's talk her up. See what she knows. Nobody has thousands of dollars of gold lying around and doesn't, talk to their secretary. She's got to know some of it. So let's try to, talk her up. See what she knows.
And is she gonna like freely divulge information to people that like her boss is pretty much against?
Well, we'll see. That's my next angle.
We do
I
have
don't know
gold.
how well burning the building is going to be. And this is becoming too much effort for me to question. And I'm thinking more about how I can cash in this $1,000 before the bounty hunters come to claim it again. Or something. So, I want to talk up the lady. And if I'm unable to really get anything out of her, or it spells trouble, then I'm giving up and I'm going shopping with my newfound money.
How close is Vaderon to this town?
It's another day and a half. It's another
Okay.
2 days, I would say.
Okay. I'm
That's not
I'm
too
kind of I'm kind of with Pyrite. Like, unless we have a solid attack plan where we have like a pretty good confidence of things going well, I don't want to get, turrented by the mayor.
Surely it can't be as hard as the snake woman. Surely.
I mean, I'm willing to
God,
do
look
it.
how that turned out.
Yeah, I'm willing to fight. It's just we need to know that we have like a winning chance before we enter the fight. You know what I mean?
Alright. So do I talk to the secretary or not? Let's host a vote. I say yes. What do you
Yes,
say?
I say yes. It wouldn't hurt to talk.
Oh, good.
And if there's any way that we can get her on our side, whether it be by gold or, whatever it may be, if she needs something in Vaderon or with Princess Shamashir, that we can do something.
Mhm.
Oh, we can promise her a position with Princess Shamashir. Like, instead of secretary, you can be like
Top secretary.
top.
Whatever
HR.
you want to be.
Top
Actually,
HR.
that's a good angle. Say
Yeah.
we're getting to know the princess and more
Your job
we're getting
opportunity.
closer to the kingdom, right?
Yeah.
So if your
They,
boss
like-
is in with bad people, it might be best to pivot now. Or it's
Yeah.
before it's too late.
I
Yeah.
like that idea.
Let's go. Yeah. Let's go as a trio, though. So that
Yeah.
You know,
If one person, if she doesn't take kindly to one person, we got two others.
Yeah, I need to pause right now because I need to stop in the restroom, but I'll be back shortly.
okay.
In the meantime, James, can I like look for kind of like the tablecloth thing that we did for Rosaline, just like something to make the carriage a little bit more private. and, like,
You would have
props.
to. Yeah, I would say you'd have to spend another hour going back to Rosaline's house and getting like some more sheets or something.
Or it doesn't have to be sheets, but is there anything like I
I'll be
can
back again.
like a nearby like clothes shop, and I can just like rip the cloths to make like some kind of like covering.
Yeah, go ahead and you find a seamstress, like a tailor shop, who has like some bolts of cloth. He looks up at you, Kythos, and says, for you, buddy, I'd say a nice bolt of cloth for your covered wagon, 5 gold.
Deal. I'm not even gonna try to bargain. Deal.
The dude holds out his hand, and you just press 5 gold right into his palm. He clutches it up and says, thank you much. And he takes a bolt of cloth and like throws it up at you.
No problem. Let me remove 5 gold from my inventory here. Okay. So I go back to the carriage and I kind of just makeshift a like essentially like blinds. That's essentially what I'm doing.
So like you're trying to put up like covers on the side,
Yeah, just
Or like
something
a-
where once
like a
all
little,
three
like a
of us-
little, like a canvas topping to the covered wagon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like once we're in, like they won't be able to see us at nighttime or whatever it may
Okay.
be. And then even if the secretary needs to come with us, like if we do this whole attack and then like peace out, if she needs to come. She's also like, we can promise her like confidentiality and stuff
Okay.
too.
Okay. Sure.
All right, Colin, we got tinted windows for our carriage.
Okay, nice. Cool. Well, we'll wait for Andrew to come back to before talking to the secretary. Because, like, I'm at a point where if my rolls keep getting low and it just seems like too much work, my character, like, I don't think would necessarily, like, Roland wouldn't necessarily mind the fact that we just got paid 1,000 gold to fuck off out of town, right? It was more of
Yeah,
a spite match.
he's literally giving y'all like, I'm paying you $100 to fuck off.
Okay, I'm back.
Like
All right.
that's pretty much what his thing is.
But Princess Shamshir, once she hears that we take money from this no good guy, she may look at us differently. Like, she may have wanted us to take care of the problem at this point.
Nah. Well, let's go talk to the secretary, and if nothing comes of that, then I'm going shopping before we leave town. Let's just say that.
Andrew, on your way out, we have tinted windows on our carriage using makeshift clothing.
Great.
So if the secretary needs to bail out of town with us, we can promise confidentiality.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, great. Let's talk her up.
All right, so y'all are all gonna head on inside. You roll up to the desk. The secretary, she's like a gnomish woman with her hair, her brown, kind of almost gray, and like with a gray streaked hair, kind of pulled back in a tight bun. The back with a pin, a quill, kind of sticking through it. She looks up at y'all from one of the journals that she's scribbling in. Stops writing and looks at all of y'all and says, "Do you have more business with the mayor?"
Actually, we have more business with you.
With me?
Right.
Wait, who's got the best persuasion?
Not me.
What are you
I
talking?
got-
Best persuasion. What are you
somebody's-
trying to persuade me on?
I got +2.
How would you like
What?
the best job opportunity that you've ever been offered?
She looks at you, Pyrite, and just kind of like looks down her nose and almost and like to the side, and just like, right. I suppose anyone would. It gives you a really like thin smile.
Can I
Is
open
this
your
about
guys'
the mayor?
Oh, I can't.
So, Titus, what are you doing?
So, Colin, you have +3 persuasion. Pyrite, I have +2, and then Andrew has +0. So I think Roland should be doing the talking here.
Right, but
Right.
Pyrite's already begun.
But
So should I try to take over?
the thing is, in character, I am always going to be the first person to like
Yeah.
try to persuade because
Yeah.
I'm too arrogant of a person to like let others do the talking unless
Okay.
they interject and stop me.
Give me
So-
a persuasion check, just a raw persuasion check, to see if she even wants to continue talking about this.
I thought that was a 1. Okay, it's a 7.
That's a 7 total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She she kind of like scoffs and looks at you, Pyrite, and is like, a better job than this one that has been the most lucrative position that I've had in, I think, since I was born.
I mean, sure, you get money, but you're in this podunk nowhere town. Like, we're offering you a position in Vaderon. We're offering you a job on the national level. Think of the influence that you can have.
You guys don't even seem like you could offer me a spare drink at the local inn.
All
Let
right, I
alone
hear
a
this.
royal
I-
position.
I hear this, and I drop 1,000 fat gold on the table right in front of her.
Why are we not letting me be the person?
And I tell her and I say, my lovely lady, consider this just a sign-on bonus for signing on with the royal family with the invader on. If you help us on our quest,
Roll.
take it or leave it right now.
Roll.
I'm not trying to intimidate her.
1,000 gold is like $100,000.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Oh my god.
James, I live on the sea. I literally live off of like oranges.
We don't need money out there.
Roll persuasion with double advantage. I'm letting you know now. She has a 21 check.
Roll double persuasion. So
Roll
you said
double persuasions and see if you can beat a 21. Meet or beat a 21.
Oh my god, you're just gonna lose all $1,000 fucking dollars. Oh my.
Well, she doesn't sign on. We take it back.
20.
Wait, is that an at 20 though?
Dirty 20.
Yeah, doesn't beat a 21.
What if I add the extra 225 gold? Like I'm giving all in, like all my money. That's 1,225 gold. Can I bump that 20 up to a 21?
All right. I'll allow. So this is something that's present in Call of Cthulhu. There's something called pressing your roll. So what you can do if you fail, right? If you fail in your rolls, you can describe to me how you would push the roll. It'd be like, I don't twist on this jar tight enough. I'm going to push it, and if you succeed, you twist on the jar of the pickles, and if you fail, the pickle jar splits open and glass breaks into your hand.
50-50. Okay. I like this mechanic. I've never heard of this until just now.
So I'll let you roll another advantage roll, since you're putting down more money.
Mm-hmm.
But if you fail, it's gonna be bad.
Okay, so I'm doing another.
Because she sees that you're fucking up, and she's like, "This dude is desperate. He wants me to do something." She's doubting you and your party.
Okay,
Even as socially unaware as I am, I'm picking up that this is bad. So I'm like nudging Kaito. So I'm like, I don't think this is
Go
gonna
ahead, roll.
work.
Okay, so I'm just doing one persuasion right now.
Oh, okay. I'll give you an out. If you want an out, go ahead. But if not, press it.
Kaidos, what are you doing? This is not what we had in mind.
Another 12.
Oh,
all right. Was that with advantage? Was that your second roll?
Oh, that was my first roll. Hang on.
You have to beat a 21, brother. It's not gonna happen.
Another 12.
It's a 21 backwards. Come on.
She's gonna look at you, Kythos, and she sees the second pouch of gold. You're kind of just like sweating. You're confidently just laying this money out onto her desk, and she's like, bribing a city official in broad daylight is very foolhardy and not a quality of someone who I'd want to follow into Vadoran.
Well, let me just say,
as you can see, you don't value our mayor's generosity as highly as you do. And
his money is dirty money to me. I don't even want my fingers near his gold. You know what kind of blood went into those money?
She takes the 1,000 gold and brings it back behind the desk. You can keep your 250 or whatever it is that you have left over.
225.
225. It's not the quote-unquote blood money that you say that we deliver here in Balleybogey.
Then what exactly is it?
Fair traded money.
Fair trade money. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
It was a fair trade.
Alright, I'm piping in. Listen, lady, storms are coming, and I think you and I both know what's happening here. Like, your boss, the mayor, just gave us all a fuckload of money. Now, I don't know what that means to you, but let's just say if things, whatever your boss has in store for us or plans for the future, it might not come to fruition. So this might be your only opportunity to get on a winning side, should I say. And I'm saying this like as intimidating as possible.
All right, roll persuasion or intimidation with disadvantage because both your friends have just messed up.
All right, I'm rolling persuasion with disadvantage. Here we go. Time to roll horribly. 22 to start. Great. And a 13 to finish.
If you had not had that disadvantage, that 22 would have passed.
Yep, happy to know that.
Since it's with disadvantage, 13. She's going to look up at you, like, after shifting her gaze from down the line, she's going to look at you, Roland, and say, our mayor gave you the gold to fit the well-planned, well-constructed narrative of heroes saving a town. And now you're saying the winning side is the one that's bribing city officials, saying that there's a storm brewing, and making hollow threats against a simple civil worker.
Well, these are not threats.
Again.
It's just a consideration for the future.
Like, she knows that you're trying to, like, muscle in on her with this, you know, a harbinger of doom messenger coming out and saying, you better switch over now. And she's gonna be like, well, if I may also give my words of wisdom, I would say it is, she looks outside into the courtyard where the fountain kind of acts as like a clock as you see what side the shadow is on and how far past you know, the bottom part, the tip of the shadow is. I would say that you have only 3 more hours before sunset. If you haven't packed your bags already, maybe start.
All right, I'm gonna butt in right now. Lady, you call yourself a simple.
Oh,
You want me to stop, Pyrite?
Wait. I want to let these two buffoons do whatever they want, and I want to try to sleight of hand some of Kaitha's money back.
it's behind the desk, dude. It is behind the desk. You're late on that one, brother.
Well, maybe I can sneak behind the desk. I don't know.
All right, roll stealth.
Well,
with disadvantage because you're in broad daylight.
Let them just play out their scene, and then maybe I'll roll stealth. Maybe I will.
So you're saying that somebody, I'm talking to the secretary now, so you're saying that somebody who's a high city official that's dealing potentially with the wax worms, was that the right name of them?
Yes.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Don't pretend like you don't know who the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
wax
must be possessed by an owl because who?
The wax worms,
Who?
as many people know, are
Who?
ancient, old society people that have been
Who?
dealing in evil acts and deeds in our lands in Aloe.
Who?
And if you don't want the mayor to be under their influence, and if you want to be working under a noble society of people, then I suggest coming with us to Vaderon and helping us on our quest.
Stop spamming that emote. I see you. Who? Mr. Magugu.
Roll another persuasion check with disadvantage. She's just like you don't know.
Right.
She's like, what?
Nat
Oh
A
my
nat 20?
fucking
Yeah,
god,
with disadvantage?
Dude, are we gonna get teased on the rolls that could have been with the secretary?
Wait, does Nat 20 avoid the
No.
disadvantage? Oh,
No.
it does not? Of course it doesn't. All right, let's do it again. 21 and 22.
That meets.
Ooh.
So she is going to kind of like
Wait.
Fucking
James,
god.
the
before-
mention of the wax worms does shake her a little bit, And
Before you explain, James, I just want to look at Pyrite and Merlon and just give a wink, like a very short wink, and then look back at the secretary.
she's gonna look at y'all. You can tell that she was just about to like call the guards over and have you guys like just thrown out of City Hall. But when you start mentioning the wax worms, she kind of like, you know, probably more than her cool demeanor was letting out. And she's like, yes, I suppose if they looked a little bit harder into this place, they could find maybe some connection to dealings. But us in Balleybogey, we knew how to bounce back, so to speak.
And are you saying you want to live the rest of your life being associated with somebody that caters to every whim of these wax worms? Somebody that doesn't even have their own agency?
I want to also add in and chime in that, we're not threatening you
No.
to hurt you or threatening you at all. We just want to understand what's going on and make sure that you have the chance before it's too late.
If all you want is a little bit more of an explanation, I suppose I can supply that. Yes, I guess if you already know that we were dealing with the wax worms and there are people below ground, that's probably why the mayor is trying to get you out of town. But if you're trying to convince me to leave, this is my home. I've never been felt wronged by it, but
You've
so
never
what?
you've never felt wronged by it now, but who's to say in the future that you won't be cast aside for some other waxworm secretary in the future that the mayor sees more value in than you?
The waxworms were just a means to an end. They were supposed to give us a little bit more gold. They were working with us, and it ended up backfiring. You can't blame either them or us. Oh well.
Do you think they'll really be satisfied with that? Do you think that they're going to stop? Do you think that the mayor's going to stop now?
Well, the mayor is going to have to just rely on the reputation of our produce that we built up so far. But there's more than enough.
Can we show her the rose? Is that an option? Like, Kythos, are you thinking that at all? Like, do you still have it in your possession?
Wait, but before I do that, I just want to ask you, just person to person here,
Yes.
what are your honest thoughts on the mayor?
I think the mayor has built up this town from nothing to greatness.
That's not my question. What do you think about the mayor? How has he treated you? Have you felt valued working under him?
Roll an insight check.
Okay. 10.
You can not really read her face. She's like a stone cold killer. Like, her poker face is very powerful.
Okay. All right. I think I'm going to show her the rose now.
And why are you showing me this?
This is proof of the trials and tribulations that our group has fought. Exactly. Encountering the Yuan-Ti and the Snake Queen deep below your town, and the secrets and lies that have been hidden from these townsfolk for years and generations. And this is proof of our success in lifting the illness that has plagued this town, and that we fight for good and for justice wherever we go. That has always been our group's mission, and we will not falter from that mission. And we need every help that we can get, and we know that you're a good person, and we know that you're not somebody that, for lack of a better word, just takes shit from whoever's the top dog in town.
You're kind of winning her over a little bit. I'll have you roll another flat persuasion check, not with disadvantage anymore.
Okay.
Here comes
19.
the nat one from the top
19.
rope. Oh.
Nah, it doesn't pass 21. Doesn't pass the 21. She's gonna look at you.
Shouldn't
good,
her
though.
21 drop a little bit
No.
now that she's like coming around?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Still pretty good though. I will say.
I will say, you're convincing her not to utterly like throw you guys out of here.
Release the hounds.
So she looks at you, Kythos, and tells you that she motions around and's like, you're talking about, fairness, righteousness, justice, all these other sort of terms, but without the mayor, without the UNT, without the deal that we had and our just willingness to take it into our own hands and take a good deal when we saw it, that is why these streets are paved. That is why we have warmth in our homes. That is why that we're able to afford such fine housings for our citizens. That's why they've they've seen no hardship, they've seen no turmoil in all their years, past all the wars that have gone through Aloe.
And for how long do you think? And for how long do you think that lasts until the mayor throws them aside for his own personal gains?
What personal gains? Without us to farm the fields and to sell our produce to these UNT?
You and I both know that the
Done
second that any outside influence like the waxworms comes and demands something of the mayor, that he will cast aside any goodwill that he has towards these people, even if it's fake goodwill, and to appease any other person. That is evidenced by his dealings in the past and the money that has been taken from them.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps that's all we have to say, because it doesn't seem like we're going to convince you otherwise. So, best we just leave it at that. Let our words linger in your head.
Listen,
Yeah,
I don't...
we're gonna have to go to Vaderon and go through the legal processes.
Listen, you guys might be fools, idiots, trying to go up against the town, I guess. I don't think you guys are inherently bad guys, but you're done here. Absolutely.
It's nothing against the town. It's just us versus the mayor.
I still agree with the mayor, but don't do anything stupid.
All right.
And she motions for the guards to kind of like come forward a little bit, not like as a violent thing, but just to kind of like escort y'all out.
We'll be on our way.
All right.
I want to say, as we're walking out, it's like, things might be nice now, but there is a retribution for this town, which is soon coming. And once it comes, we will be your last resort.
Oh, shit. Oh,
walk out the door all proud of myself of how I said that.
That's so perfect. Can we get an inspiration for that?
You get, Roland, you get negative inspiration for mentioning that. Pyrite, you get inspiration for doing that. I'm joking.
All right. Are we outside the town hall?
Yeah. The guards have just kind of like, they've like pushed y'all, not like shoved y'all out, but kind of like ushered y'all out the doors, and they're kind of like standing there.
This is how Pirate be looking, walking out with that line of dialogue.
Sounds good. All right, I'm gonna talk to Pirate and Roland and just see what information they gained from their recon. Is there any advantage that we can do a nightly assassination on this mayor and get my money back?
Well, okay, let's start by, why did you just give up 1,000 gold in a fucking persuasion gamble? That's on you. You can figure out how to get your own money back. I'm not even trying to get that.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying if we happen to do the assassination and the money's there on the way out. I mean,
let's make sure we're whispering while we're saying this too.
Yeah.
The guards are kind of just looking over y'all's shoulders, like, what are you saying?
Oh, I mean my ass. It's really, really painful right now.
Oh, really? I mean, the apothecary has some cream for that. I know Jerry here used to have a really bad ash rash.
Come on, I try to.
I'll get some icy hot later. But
yeah,
we'll,
away
we,
from the
we
guards.
create more distance from the guards.
They kind of keep their eye on you. Jerry gives you he's scratching his left ass cheek and gives you a thumbs up.
Thanks,
All
Jerry.
right, then I scoff at the idea and continue to whisper to Kythos and Pyrite. So, what do you all think? Should we just leave town, pursue the legal process, and go to Vaderon, or should we try to break into the window again?
I want to break in and kill this mayor. I know
Because you lost $1,000.
No,
Look,
it's
man,
not-
let's cut our losses.
No, the secretary's she's gonna go to bed or leave the town hall with the money. I mean, the money won't be there. I just want to kill the mayor and be done with it.
I think
It's not something that we can do. There's too many guards. There's too much security around this place. I don't think the three of us, with what we have right now, would be able to do it. I mean, only one of us is any good at sneaking around.
Well, I mean, it might be worth a shot. Just ready the carriage, I guess. Or I could go shopping with the money I got. Kind of say out loud to myself. Do we put it to a vote, or what do we think? Because at this rate, we've tested our luck. We've gotten nowhere. The town doesn't care. We fixed their problems for the better. The Sneeple are grateful. And maybe they'll be dead when we come back. Who knows? Maybe we should just go down and warn them. I do my shopping, and then we just fuck off out of town. And then see if the mayor pops back up into the picture later on. Because I'm sure there'll be some assassins, or some bandits, or something, wanting to reclaim our money. That is, the money we didn't already re-give up back to the fucking mayor.
I didn't want that money. I tell Roland, that's dirty money.
It's dirty money we could have eaten with.
I got 225 gold still. I can make that count.
Alright, whatever. Fine. So, we should at least warn the Sneeple. I think that's the best we could do without causing too much of a ruckus. Because we've tried every angle, and our rolls haven't been good enough.
Yeah, I vote we skip town and talk to the people.
Warn Sneeple, let me go shopping for a little bit, and then we'll bounce at nightfall. In the shaded carriage.
Before Roland goes shopping, I'm on my own walk back to town hall and just talk to the secretary and just see if I can get some of the money back. Maybe not all of it.
So you try walking into the door, and the guards just stand there, and they just they kind of chest bump you out of the way.
I'm gonna say, hey, the itch is all gone. I'm feeling a lot better down in the rear area. I need to say one more thing to the secretary.
Way, brother.
It's one quick thing. You can even escort me over there while I talk to her. It's just one quick thing.
One of the guards hits you in the nuts with his spear.
This is what they both look like, by the way. These two guards.
All right, I walk away holding my nuts, and I tell Roland and Pyrite, it ain't gonna happen.
No shit, Sherlock. Now let's go warn the Sneeple so that they don't get fucking murdered in the night when we're gone.
Okay. I count my balls. I still have 2.
That's great.
You actually have an extra welt, so you think you have 3.
Yeah. Nope. It'll die down.
So y'all go back down to the UNTs. They let you in happily. You can tell they're getting all their stuff back together, cleaning up their dead, reburying them, making sure that they're all honored.
Did we ever sell the vegetables?
No.
No.
Can we just give it back to them?
I don't give a fuck about the vegetables. Yeah, just give it back to them. Be like,
You've brought us back your gifts. I can see that maybe it was too much of a delicacy for you to handle. Your palates must be a little... maybe overindulged.
alright, quick thing.
Who are we giving the vegetables to?
The UNT.
The queen leader. Alright, here's the scoop, miss. Flour's still in our possession. We couldn't destroy it. Magic's too... The magic's too... No. Let me finish. I'm gonna get this all out quick, because I don't know how much time we got. Because
I'm not keeping track. I'm not keeping track of time. I'm just glad you've come down.
So here's the deal: the townspeople probably still hate you. The leader of the town, the mayor, knows you're down here. So they might send a kill squad to come and eradicate you all. So prepare your defenses, because we have to skip town. Otherwise, we're gonna be a part of that death genocide. And yeah, the flower hasn't been destroyed yet, but we're just down here to warn you all that your time might be short. So just protect yourselves and be safe.
All right. The Yuan-Ti Queen, she kind of bows to you, Roland, says, we appreciate your concern for us. We will definitely have to seclude ourselves a little bit harder. Our people have been kind of decimated by this disease, but we were planning on closing up the trade, the ways up to the top that the gnomes would take, in favor of keeping us a little bit more, I guess, isolated from the topside world. But we're glad to have met good ones like you three.
Yeah, we're one of the good ones.
I want to mention and say, we are planning to talk to the royal family in Vaderon. So hopefully there will be a regime change in Balleybogey very soon.
Maybe. And
perhaps then they will be more agreeable to you. But for the time being, it's probably best that you prepare defenses and stay away from them.
Of course.
One other thing, if we should try to get into contact with you again in the future, what would be the best way to do that if you've closed up all of your entries to your hideaways?
We'll probably be a little bit more closed off than we have before, but if you really try hard enough, I'm pretty sure she gives Kythos a wink. If you speak Draconic to the wind, maybe we shall hear it.
I respond back in Draconic, you have my word.
More than you know.
I'm going to lean over to Kythos and be like, dude, I think she wants to fuck you.
My nuts are still regenerating.
Roll an insight check.
Yeah, she was really trying to get my mind control during the fight, and I blocked it 3 times. 24.
Oh, it could go either way. Who knows?
I'll keep it ambiguous as to whether there's flirtatious stuff or not, because if she's on our side, any ally is a good ally at this point.
Perfect.
I'll just give her a smile or something.
She gives you all a nod, very regal, very respectful, and she says, "After y'all leave, we will go ahead and close up these, the ways out top, the caves. We'll cause a cave in. We promise not to make a disturbance. They won't even know that it happened until they try and come down here themselves."
Perfect. Sounds like a plan. Now, in the meantime, I got some shopping to do. I got money burning a hole in my pocket.
Right. As y'all go ahead and make your way up, someone go ahead and roll me a d4. Roll low.
Does anybody have a preference for who rolls?
I'll do it.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, because we have to leave town by sundown.
1.
Oh.
So I will let Roland have 1 hour to buy stuff.
Perfect.
You can buy 2 things off of the mundane loot, or mundane items and tools.
Where do I find that?
You just look up D&D 5e mundane items.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. Mundane items and tools. Okay, let's see. I'm
gonna sit on the town hall steps and just hope that the secretary sees me sulking.
I could buy a whole ass cow.
The carriage will not fit a cow.
If we had 10,000 gold, we could buy our own sailing ship. Holy fuck!
Yeah, you're not buying a sailing ship, brother.
Wait a minute.
Keep it within reason. Keep it within reason.
If we had all 3,000 of our dollars, we could have bought a keelboat. What is that? Hold on, I need to look up what we could have had.
A keelboat is kind of what y'all rode in on.
Oh my fucking god, we could have had our own boat and gone anywhere.
Why do we need a boat?
Because it's on the mundane items list. We could have had a fucking boat. You're a sailor. What do you mean? Why do we need a boat?
I'm a sailor. We can.
I know you're a sailor. You just sold 1,000 fucking gold for nothing. You're a great sailor, I'm sure.
It's not like we can hop on a boat and then work and make friends there.
James, for the sake of time, what is like a better armor set that allows for stealth for me still?
Are you
that's
proficient in
better?
medium armor?
I don't actually think so. I don't know though. Yeah, actually, light armor and medium armor. Yes.
Breastplates.
Okay. Let me see if that's on the mundane list.
But
assuming
depending on
it
how
will
high
be.
your dex is, you'll get a higher dexterity bonus from light armor.
Let me see. Yeah, they sell breastplates for 400. What's the difference in armor between? what do I have on
So
right now?
with medium armor, your dex bonus only goes up to +2. With light armor, it is just your dex bonus.
I'm pretty sure my dex bonus as of right now is just +2. So basically, that just improves my armor, right? And nothing else. Like nothing changes.
Yeah.
Except the armor getting better. Sweet. All right, cool. I'm buying a breastplate armor.
All
for
right.
400.
So yeah, I think breastplates for 50.
$50 or 50 gold or
450 gold.
okay, gotcha.
I think.
Well,
Let
I'm
me
spending it.
double check it.
I see
because-
400 on runagame.com or .net, but you should check. It's just mundane items table for 5th edition. You can double check that. I'll pay whatever.
Now they'll have a markup. 450.
Can I haggle with the guy?
Sure.
Like, I want to haggle this down. Like,
So
a
this
certain
dude, like,
whopping
he gets up
percentage.
from his forge, he like wipes like soot from his apron, like he just drags a hammer across it. You ask him for breastplate, and he's like, "Ugh." And he goes over, he like eyes you a little bit, like trying to find like which breastplate would probably fit the best, and he plops down a suitable bulky breastplate and grunts at you. 450 on the dot.
Surely I could do a little bit better than that. Right? I've got the cash right now to pay for it. No questions
So you
asked.
have 450.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think we can do a little bit better. than
Sounds good. 450 it is.
that. No.
What do you mean no?
I think we could do a little bit better.
You
Otherwise,
wanna
I
go
could
buy
just
a
leave with
breastplate from
anything.
somebody else?
No. I know that you have the best breasts in town. I wink my eyes.
I mean,
Let me persuade you.
I have been lactating recently. By the way, I'm a woman.
Beautiful. You're a very pretty woman.
She wipes her beard. Thanks.
You're welcome. How
Roll
about that price?
persuasion.
Here we go. 15.
For 45.
It's a deal. A deal is a deal. Alright. I give the beautiful lady 445 gold. Boop. It's removed from my inventory. And then, how do I add one breastplate to my thing?
Just go to manage inventory. You should be able to look up filter, look up breastplate, and then just add one to your inventory.
There we go. Yeah, see it. Add to equipment, and then okay, yeah, and then I can equip it. And that'll auto unequip my leather armor.
It should,
You
you
know,
know.
I have to do that. So fuck yeah, dude! I got an armor class of 6. I went from 13 to 16, and none of my other stats changed. That feels good. All right. Thank you, pretty lady. I give her a kiss on the cheek.
She roll acrobatics
Whoosh.
or roll performance. No, acrobatics
Okay.
works. Never mind.
Yeah,
you kind of like
wait.
scramble up onto the table to try and give her a kiss on the cheek. You're knocking over like her calipers and her tongs and her hammer, like just kind of on the floor. She's unmoving, looking at you like stone faced. You kind of like get up and you lick her beard, and then you fall
right.
down.
Good enough for me. I leave the store.
Bye.
All right. Well, one other thing. You used
All right.
full 50 gold.
All right, is this another mundane item
Yup.
that I can purchase?
Yup.
Same store or a different store?
What you want, brother?
Can I assume everybody's with me? Can we make this more of a scene while I'm like actually shopping?
Yeah, you're running around like the party in Persona. Like Pyrite's on your left and Kythos is on your right. Wow, it sure is weird being down in Shibuya.
Yeah, very true. Is there a better version of a short bow that I can still wield? I'm not seeing any.
Yeah, you can wield a longbow.
Am I even proficient on a longbow?
I don't know.
I don't think I am.
You don't look proficient at longbows.
Thank you. Thank
It's
you.
no problem. I like giving my input on adventurers I see coming in and looking for stuff. There was somebody last
I like
week
her.
who was 1 foot tall and wanted a halberd.
Are longbows simple weapons or no? Is that a martial weapon?
Don't you have Google?
I don't know what that is, ma'am.
Apparently you don't have Google.
What simple weapon is? I'm still looking. Just hold on.
Nope, longbows are martial.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Why do I want a bunch
You know,
of...
I really thought we were going to leave the store once you licked her beard, but guess you're staying.
I was
I
just...
did too, but I always keep crawling back.
A flask of holy water. Just in case we encounter a fucking vampire on the road. No, that's not what I want. I'm still looking.
You see a vampire looking at y'all, looking at the holy water. It's like, no, I
What?
don't think you should get that one.
What is a man?
A filthy pile of secrets.
I'll finish that sentence.
Of secrets.
I'm assuming a heavy crossbow would also be a martial weapon.
Yeah, it would be.
By books.
Do you know how to use martial weapons?
No.
Then don't look at them.
Thanks for the advice.
You'll get weapon envy. It's a terrible thing for a man. Don't be envious of any other person's weapon, sweet cheeks.
Okay. How about because I can't... Alright, you know what? How about I ask the team? I turn to Kythos and Pyrite. Is there anything you all want? Anything you all need? Anything at all that you think we all need as a group? 'Cause I'm not seeing
Rosaline back.
that we can't buy that. Yeah, you could ask them.
She kind of points at Pyrite, and she says,
Looks like he's not wearing any armor other than a breastplate himself. Aren't you supposed to kind of be, I don't know, bit bulkier? Here.
she like rummages around in the back of her store and comes out with like a little mannequin of like on some wheels. She pushes it out, and it's plate armor. It says,
Most times when I see someone having one of those,
she points to your greatsword.
they're wearing one of these.
She points to the armor.
I was like that.
I'd listen to the lady.
I can add a plume on top for another 50 gold. Wink.
Wink. Is she actually winking, or is she just saying?
She
the word
winks.
No,
Yeah.
she just says winks.
Yeah.
She winks. It's very seductive.
Mhm.
I'm convinced. Let me. What do I put into? Okay, so to search for stuff to add something new
Mhm.
to it.
I think I should be able to do it pretty quickly.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright.
So, how much would plate armor set me back?
1,500. But for you,
1,450.
I don't have that kind of money.
Huh.
I could do 1,000.
Well, for 1,000.
The voice is terrible.
Hold up. I could probably get you some chainmail.
Can I ask the store owner if they could, well, I guess 2 questions. First question.
Oh, what?
Is there any sort of custom armor you could give me to perhaps enhance my leggings a bit so that I'm still have the qualifications of light armor, so I'm not overbulked, but I get another bump in armor? Maybe a custom job or something? You got anything like that at all?
I got boots.
What kind of boots? An armor class bumping boots?
No.
Maybe?
I have boots.
Do you have
Your
boots
feet
that
get cold?
Do you have any sort of magical items that perhaps could make my footsteps quieter?
I'll buy the chainmail for. Would you be able to do 900 for it?
She squints at you. Roll persuasion.
Five.
No.
All right. You said 1,000 then.
Wait. Actually, chainmail is only 75 gold. So I would say she probably bumped it up to 90 flat.
90 gold.
Yeah.
Chainmail really only that much?
Chainmail's the simplest heavy armor you can get.
Ah, okay. And breastplate's what, the best medium armor you can get?
Best heavy armor you can get. No,
okay.
breastplate is like the best you can get without imposing disadvantage on stealth. Half plate is the best you can get with disadvantage on stealth.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm happy
Alright.
with where I'm at, so...
Then, all right. Then I'll just go ahead and buy the chainmail for 90 then.
Alrighty. She takes it over to, like, she takes the plate mail back into the back of her room, and she comes out instead with, like, a full, like, set of chain, like a chain shirt, chain leggings, chain arm pieces, and they fit actually under your current shirt, so it doesn't, like, look too different, but you have, like, a little bit more heft to you. Now, with chainmail, you will have disadvantage on stealth checks, but your
Okay.
armor class now goes from a 14 to a 16.
Good. All right. Great. It's equipped.
Alright. But, as for magic items, yeah, you're not gonna find any here.
Would you know anywhere that might have magic items that I could get to in about 30 minutes?
I mean, most shops close at 6, and it's already 5:55. There was somebody in the marketplace. Yesterday, the special market, she comes in time to time. Don't really know when she comes in or not. But, she has magic items. And you can infer she's talking about Cinder.
Yeah. And they're already gone. Noted. Gotcha. Well, I think I'm done shopping here. I don't think I need anything else.
So y'all got your 2 items. That's the only amount of time that y'all had to go buy stuff. And as y'all leave, it's getting towards 6. You have a little bit more time before whatever. So kind of like, let me know what y'all want to do?
Well,
My
if it
plan is to get out of town as soon as possible because I could
Yeah.
tell the mayor's was somewhat threatening that we had to leave by sundown.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. I think it's time to bounce.
I begrudgingly agree, but I still agree.
Alright. So, y'all go back to town center to get on the carriage. Everything's kind of winding down. The mayor has gone to the front of the building, still inside, flanked by 2 guards, as he overlooks your carriage, as you guys start to follow in. There's some lamplighters putting on the gas lamps to guide people home, and keeps the streets lit. You see all of the houses are starting to look like a little bit more bright. As you first came in, it was covered by a green fog, but all of the glass pane windows and the brightly painted walls of Balleybogey really come to life as these gas lamps are lit for the first time in a very long time. As, joyous sounds come from the tavern up the road, you guys solemnly get back into your carriage. As you guys ride out of town, heading towards the easterly way towards Vaderon on the main road.
Can a long rest take place in the carriage?
You would have to stop, but I'll let y'all get out of town before you do take a long rest.
Yeah, definitely trying to leave town. Perhaps if we're gonna take a long rest, go somewhere inconspicuous, off the beaten path on the road, just in case we're being followed.
And as y'all leave, you hear the mayor kind of call out to you. And he's just gonna say, "And the town, me included, thank you so very much for everything that you've done. Safe travels. Toodles." And he waves as y'all go further and further down the road. But that is where I'm going to go ahead and end the session for tonight, y'all.
Alright.
I would say you'll go ahead and get your long rest as you start on your next 2 days of travel to Vaderon in the next session when we meet up. But for now, yeah, just go ahead and log that you take the long rest. We'll start off on the day following leaving town, and we'll go over that.
Sweet. Despite